South Pittsburg has a long history of beating teams that currently make up Region 2A. The Pittsburg Pirates are 34-7, in fact. Greenback has 6 of those wins, and Rockwood has 1 of them. The games in this category go back to 1963. How many times has Oliver Springs featured in that record? Once. The first time the Bobcats got a crack at the single-A powerhouse was the opening game of this season. Was it a foreshadow of what would become the semifinals? Maybe. Was the final result of that game a foreshadow of what happens tonight? Oliver Springs fans hope not, because South Pitt got a dominating 56-0 victory back on August 18th in front of a home crowd. Oz has had 14 weeks to get better at whatever weaknesses the opening game uncovered, and get better they have. The Bobcats lost just a single game after week 2, and that was to Coalfield, which Oz avenged a week ago. Have they improved enough to challenge the Pirates? Can Coach Harper get his staff develop a game plan to do the unthinkable and make it to the state championship game? We'll find out tonight on our TSSAA semifinals edition of the OEB Law Game of the Week. Day or night, 24/7, someone will be there to answer and give you a free consultation and get to work on your case immediately. Call 865-546-1111 or visit the website. You know it. You've heard it. recintoacheck.com. That is OEB Law. I'm Aaron Harvey, joined by my color commentating colleague, Coach Dan Shoemaker. To avoid being sued by the NCAA for copyright infringement, I'll say that we're down to the 4 final. Ain't nobody bad left.
Ain't nobody bad left. You're absolutely right, Aaron. All the teams that are playing tonight have earned their way to this level. Tonight, we're going to set the lineup for the championship game in Chattanooga next week. After tonight, 2 teams will remain in each class. It's kind of like when I was a kid, we used to play a game called King of the Mountain, and the numbers would whittle down as you threw people down the hill. And now we have 4 teams trying to proclaim that they are the King of the Mountain. We are fortunate to be able to cover one of these games tonight.
We absolutely are, and one of these teams will be featured next week in the state championship game, as you alluded to. So they'll get some TV coverage next week as well, and I think that makes us fortunate to be covering this game because, hey, you know, it's kind of going to be like they're famous next week. You know?
There you go.
That's Coach Dan Shoemaker. We normally have a full slate of games to go over, but there are only 12 football games throughout the entire state. But we'll go over the ones featuring teams from our area before getting into our game tonight, thanks to Elaine Walden of East Tennessee Properties. Elaine made the decision to change careers and get into real estate about 8 years ago, and lucky for us, she did. She produces millions of dollars in sales a year, so if you are in East Tennessee and are looking to buy or sell a home, give Elaine a call or text 423-619-6748. That's 423-619-6748. And that is Elaine on your screen there with the number. So take a picture of that, a screenshot of that if you're watching on your phone. That way Elaine can help you buy or sell a home. And you know what? Stay tuned for more of that Elaine Walden of East Tennessee Properties pregame show.
At OEB Law, our home is your home. And your family is our family. And down here, family takes care of family. Giving back and helping out whenever needed. OEB Law is proud to be from East Tennessee. OEB Law feels like home.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
This holiday season, we invite you to join generations of families who have trusted Ray Varner Ford in Clinton as their car buying tradition. Let us fill your hearts with joy in your driveway with a new Ford, like this 2023 Ford Escape, $31,990. A 2024 Ford Edge all-wheel drive SEL, $41,980. 2023 Ford F-150, $35,654. Local you trust, a tradition you can afford. Ray Varner Ford, your East Tennessee Ford dealership.
Building a life is different for everyone because everyone is different. That's why State Farm is there. Contact local agent Vanessa Brown for your personal quote today.
Kathy May Martin has been making real estate dreams a reality for over 3 decades. Buying or selling real estate is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. Choosing the right realtor is next. Thinking of buying or selling? Call Kathy May Martin at Coldwell Banker Jim Henry & Associates for all your real estate needs. Rest assured, with Kathy's knowledge and experience, you will be on the winning team.
And welcome back to the Elaine Walden of East Tennessee Properties pregame show. Elaine is a real estate agent with integrity. She produced about $10 million in sales last year alone, and she serves almost all of East Tennessee. If you're in the market to buy or sell a home, just give Elaine a call or text at 423-619-6748. Again, 423-619-6748 for Elaine Walden of East Tennessee Properties. Some games surprised me last week, Dr. Dan Shoemaker. I honestly thought Anderson County would get by Greenville, but the Green Devils got the home victory 28-17. Up next, another home game, and it's special. Why? So far, in classifications 1 through 6A, there have been 128 playoff games played. There will be 12 more tonight, so that's 140 games thus far. This is the only game out of that 140 that features 2 undefeated teams going against each other.
Yeah, that's rare. That is rare.
Upperman is the undefeated opponent for Greenville tonight. The Bees are all the way from Baxter, and for those unfamiliar, that's west of Cookville. There's really no way to compare the programs outside of record and points. We've already done one of those, so let's do another. Upperman averages 29 points per game while holding opponents to 9.6 points per game. For Greenville, those numbers are 43.6 and 7.8 respectively. You know, Coach T has a strength of schedule ranking to add slightly more perspective to this. Upperman has the 16th strongest schedule, while Greenville comes in at 34. Coach T's strength plus success rankings have the Bees first and the Devils second. To lend some credence to Coach T's metric, the other 2 teams in 4A tonight are ranked 3rd and 7th. To add one more fact on this subject, Upperman had to beat the 5th ranked team to get here, while Greenville had to beat the 11th ranked team. What does all this mean? Essentially nothing, because it's settled on the field, but, you know, I think all indications point to a very competitive game tonight.
Yeah, I think you're right. Dallas Davis told me long ago the most important statistic was the final score on the scoreboard. You know, he said forget yards per carry and, you know, completion percentage. He said the final score is the most important stat, and just as you alluded to, I think that's right. There are many metrics we can look at, and those teams, to me, are both pretty well evenly matched. But I think if you look at the point differential, the points scored versus the points allowed, Greenville seems to average a few more points per game, and they seem to allow a few less points per game than the Upperman team does. That being said, I think special teams oftentimes make a difference when you see 2 equally matched teams. And I know a little bit about Baxter from my time at Tech. Had a professor from Baxter. That program is strong and on the upswing, but I don't know if they've got enough steam to beat a good Greenville team tonight. That's going to be an interesting matchup for sure.
The only thing I really know about Baxter is there's a very good restaurant to get fish from. You can get, I'm pretty sure, all you can eat catfish from, and I can't even tell you the name of it. I don't remember.
Really?
I was only there once. Had a friend recommend it, so we went, and yeah, so that.
Was it in downtown Baxter? I've been to downtown Baxter.
It was not. No,
okay.
It wasn't. No.
The Beehive is in downtown Baxter.
There you go. So let's move on, because in 3A, Alcoa is going to beat Giles County tonight on its way to another state championship. Do we really need to say anything else about it?
No, I don't. Well, we'll talk a little bit. Giles County is averaging more points per game than Alcoa. While that can be a stat to hang your hat on, sometimes I don't think it is here. Well, this will be a closer game for Alcoa than it was last week. Alcoa is going to win this one going away, and they'll be making their plans for Chattanooga next week.
I don't know, man. If you are Alcoa's coach, do you not just make plans for Chattanooga in the summer? It's like, hey, let's see if we can get some discounts or some early bird discounts.
Well, I know one thing at Alcoa, because I've been there for it. They do their senior night recognition tradition on the first round of the playoffs because they know they're going to be hosting.
Wow.
So that's a little bold.
Yeah, it is. Because if Maryville tried that wouldn't have worked this year.
No, not at all.
So in 6A, speaking of Maryville, you could be seeing the state championship game tonight as Oakland goes on the road to take on Bradley Central. The Patriots have won 4 of the last 5 state titles. The one they lost went to Maryville. Well, there's no Maryville this season, but replacing the Rebels is an undefeated program that only had a margin of victory less than 10 twice. Boo Carter, a Tennessee commit, leads the Bears into this highly anticipated matchup. Oakland has been there and done that, which I think offers an advantage tonight, but Bradley's been ranked first in the state for nearly the entire season. We'll find out if they deserve that ranking tonight.
We used to tell our kids when we take those long trips to act like you've been somewhere before. Oakland has been somewhere before. They've been to that state championship game. Those seniors at Oakland know what it takes to get the job done, and while I think that the Bears are a fine team, I'm not discrediting them at all. They've got a ton of talent. I think the experience will be a differentiating factor here from the boys from Pulaski. With all the advantage, I think that's going to be the difference tonight. It will be a business trip for them, and I see them taking care of their business.
So a big crowd tonight here at DJ Britton Field here in Oliver Springs. The South Pitt is in town. South Pitt travels really well, as you would guess. They have a large following for their high school football team. I've heard that the facilities down there are incredible. I've only been to South Pitt once, and when I was there, they had a concrete press box, didn't have any windows, about froze all my appendages off, but apparently they had put some money into it since then, and I hear that they're just out of this world facilities. So South Pitt, they put a lot of money in that program. It's really huge in the community down there, and you've got a lot of fans in the stands as we are about 17 minutes from kickoff. So yeah, they wanted to make the trip to Oliver Springs.
When I get here about 5:30, to get ready for a 7 o'clock kickoff. They were out in the parking lot. They were tailgating out in the parking lot waiting to come in. So yeah, they travel really well.
Yeah, they're used to being here for semifinals matchups. So we will go over that game and preview that a little bit later. But first, let's take a break and tell you that you are tuned in to the Elaine Wald of East Tennessee Properties pregame show.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid's solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
I get her! Not solo!
You saying I did it?
Yeah!
Come on!
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Contact local agent Vanessa Brown for your personal price plan today.
Patterson's Appliances has been helping families like yours find quality home appliances from trusted brands including Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid for over 55 years. Our knowledgeable appliance specialists know how to outfit your kitchen or laundry room with the right appliances to meet your needs. We service what we sell with our own in-house factory-trained service technicians, and for the DIYers, our parts department is always ready to help customers find the appliance parts they need. Patterson's Home Appliances, because we care.
Free Medical Clinic of Oak Ridge presents New Year's Eve 2024 Countdown on Sunday, December 31st, 2023 at 9 p.m. to January 1st, 2024 at 1 a.m. Live band, food truck, hot air balloons, sponsored by Tennessee College of Applied Technology, Baird, the City of Oak Ridge, David Coffey, BBB Communications, and Holloway Event Company. Ball drop and fireworks. Come with your friends and family to count down the new year together. Don't miss it. Free to the public. For more information, go to fmcor.org.
At OEB Law, our home is your home, and your family is our family. And down here, family takes care of family. OEB Law feels like home.
And back at the Elaine Walden of East Tennessee Properties pregame show. If you are stressed out about the prospect of buying a home because you got to work with a realtor and you don't know who you can trust, let me tell you about Elaine Walden. I've personally known Elaine for most of my life, and I can promise you she has the kindness, trustworthiness, and know-how to take care of you. But don't take it from me. She's a multi-million-dollar producer for the last half-decade and did just under $10 million in sales last year alone. Serving most of all of East Tennessee, Elaine can take care of you. Give her a call, 423-619-6748. 423-619-6748. Aaron Harvey with Coach Dan Shoemaker. Hey, Walker Valley needed all four quarters to beat a hot Clinton team on the road last week, knocking off the Dragons 24-20. Like Willie Nelson, the Mustangs are on the road again, but this time they're headed to West. The Rebels are defending 5A state champs and are 27-1 over the last two seasons. I mentioned last week, but Walker Valley's hard to analyze. They've had games where they looked unstoppable and other games where they looked rather mediocre. West hasn't been like that. The Rebels have been consistent, but especially when healthy. One could argue they had bad games against Anderson County and Powell the first time around, but the Rebels still won both of those games, and those are excellent programs. I think West gets the win for another trip to Chattanooga next week.
Walker Valley really had a slow start coming into that game last week with Clinton, but they were able to handle their business in the second half on their second trip this way. They know the way, obviously. If they start slow again, I think that West will not give them room to breathe. West can score points by the bushel, and they will continue to put pressure on the boys from Walker Valley. And if they get a slow start tonight, it's going to be West by 2 or 3 scores.
I have to agree. We haven't really covered 2A much at all this season, but we've mentioned York Institute. The Dragons have East Robertson tonight. For reasons too complex and maybe nonsensical to explain, I think York wins tonight, and it's still a line from Forrest Gump. That's all I got to say about that, and we will get ready for a moment of silence and the performance of our national anthem by the Oliver Springs High School Marching Band.
At this time, in our moment of silence, we ask everyone to take a moment to honor Coach Hedden, a former teacher and coach at Oliver Springs High School, who passed away suddenly in July. Coach Hedden was one of a kind and had a positive impact on the students, athletes, and all those he came in contact with in our community. Thank you.
Baghorns up!
Springs High School marching band. But before the band played our national anthem, I alluded to York and East Robertson playing tonight. Do you have anything you want to add about that game?
Yeah, I think East Robertson seems to be a little more productive on offense. They're averaging a little over 400 yards per game this year. York is somewhere around 348 per game. East Robertson gets 2/3 of their offense from a running back named Isaiah Groves. This year, Groves has over 2,700 yards rushing. Well, I would like to see York do well because they're the local team. They're in for a fight tonight with East Robertson. I think that being home is going to help, but they got a tough road to hoe right there.
2,700 yards for one individual. That is a heck of a year.
That's a career for most people. Good running backs.
We're getting ready to get into our last segment of the Elaine Walden of East Tennessee Properties pregame show. This will be the last one of the year. You have done this now with us 15 times. This is our 15th game for this company. We've seen a lot of football, and we've enjoyed having you on board this year. I hope the feeling has been mutual.
Oh, yeah. I've had a blast doing this year. I've been around football for a long time. Being an analyst, though, and working and covering some great ball games with this crew has been just a ton of fun. I've enjoyed that a lot. For those who watch but don't know, there's a tremendous amount of work, time, and energy that goes into putting on one of these broadcasts. And I only have a little teeny small part in that, but I'm proud of the work that's being done, and the folks here at BBB Communications, channel 1086 now. I didn't realize how much I'd missed football since I'd gotten out of coaching, but thanks to you and to Brad for the opportunity to be a part of this great team. I do greatly appreciate that.
Well, I will say you had great big shoes to fill, because the guy who I did this with for years and years, James Gibson, you know, Little Hoot, he did a phenomenal job, and I think that you have stepped into that role and done very well. And I'll just say that I've got a really, really small part in all this as well. We are the ones, you hear our voices, but the work that goes in from our camera crew, and then the work that Brad puts in. Brad gets here so early on Fridays and gets all this equipment up here. And
exactly.
It's such a large production, and people, if you're just watching this, you don't realize it. And I know people like to nitpick on little mistakes that they may see and whatever, but if you saw the work that went into this, you probably would not complain as much as you may have.
I was amazed the first time I sat down over at Powell and saw everything that goes into this. I was just blown away.
I was too. The first time I did it, I think this is my 4th year here. I was amazed when I saw it first as well. So that being said, we've got a preview in Oliver Springs and South Pittsburg game, and then we get into this kickoff. It is TWSAA semifinals, and you're tuned in to the Elaine Walden of East Tennessee Properties pregame show.
At OEB Law, our home is your home. And your family is our family. And down here, family takes care of family. Giving back and helping out whenever needed. OEB Law is proud to be from East Tennessee. OEB Law feels like home.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores, and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies' boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
This holiday season, we invite you to join generations of families who have trusted Ray Varner Ford in Clinton as their car buying tradition. Let us fill your hearts with joy in your driveway with a new Ford, like this 2023 Ford Escape, $31,990. A 2024 Ford Edge all-wheel drive SEL, $41,980. 2023 Ford F-150, $35,654. Local you trust, a tradition you can afford. Ray Varner Ford, your East Tennessee Ford dealership.
Building a life is different for everyone, because everyone is different. That's why State Farm is there. Contact local agent Vanessa Brown for your personal quote today.
Kathy May Martin has been making real estate dreams a reality for over 3 decades. Buying or selling real estate is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. Choosing the right realtor is next. Thinking of buying or selling? Call Kathy May Martin at Coldwell Banker Jim Henry & Associates for all your real estate needs. Rest assured, with Kathy's knowledge and experience, you will be on the winning team.
And welcome back once more to the Elaine Wald of East Tennessee Properties pregame show. Elaine serves most of all of East Tennessee's real estate needs, but especially Anderson, Blount, Cumberland, Loudon, Knox, McMinn, Monroe, Morgan, Roane, and Scott counties. If you need to buy or sell a home, give her a call or text today, 423-619-6748. That's Elaine Walden of East Tennessee Properties. With Coach Dan Shoemaker, I'm Aaron Harvey, and now it's time to get into our game tonight as you see the Oliver Springs Bobcats running out onto the field. We mentioned how Oliver Springs and South Pitt have played just once, and that was to open the season. We mentioned that South Pitt won that game 56-0. We mentioned the records and how this region doesn't typically have a lot of success against the Pirates. It's completely fair to say that Oliver Springs is a heavy underdog tonight. There's no way those players don't know that that's how the world is thinking about this game. You've led teams in positions like this. What's the message from a coach to his players in these circumstances?
Well, I think you want to leave your players with 2 things. Number one, you want to tell them that we're going to play one play at a time, play your position, play your assignment, and play with great effort, and take it one play at a time. And 2, the second thing you want to leave with them, hey, tonight's going to be a great test for you. You're going to find out where you are on the scale. This is a great team we're getting ready to play, and if you want to be great too, you're going to have to play with them. Some of those guys on the other side are going to be playing on Saturdays next year, and what a great opportunity to see how you can measure up to that standard.
There's a lot of talent on that South Pitt team. The Pirates will look primarily to run the football with Jamichael Buckner, Jamarian Ferrier, and the quarterback Camden Wellington. Buckner has 845 yards and 11 touchdowns on the ground. Ferrier has 516 and 16 touchdowns, but Wellington from the quarterback position has 753 yards and 14 scores. But he can throw too.
Yes,
he's got over 1,800 yards passing, 30 touchdowns, just 3 interceptions. You got to pick your poison with this bunch.
I think so. They've got speed all over the field. I think the preferred method for South Pittsburg is through the air. Cam Wellington can distribute the ball in that situation. If you lighten the box too much with only 5 or 6 in the box, and they're going to start running the ball, and they're going to hurt you there too. The only hope you can have, I think, is to find some down and distance tendencies or hash tendencies, and then use your overhang players to support the run and the pass. It's impossible to take away everything, but sometimes you can limit their options and hopefully get them in a predictable situation.
Oliver Springs utilizes a lot of rushers going downhill. Mason Day's the primary look. Day's got 1,300 yards this season, has reached the end zone 15 times. But as we've seen, they'll try to stretch the field with Dakota Atkins and Jackson Jett and the like. I don't know if they'll be able to utilize that much tonight because of the speed of South Pitt. That may negate that attack. Liam Bokey has thrown the football about 1,400 yards, and he may have to connect some deep to keep the Pirates from loading the box.
Yeah, one thing that impressed me with Coach Harper and the Bobcats last week is they never panicked. They stayed true to their game plan. And I think tonight we'll see Oliver Springs try to stay on schedule with that run game and throwing the quick screens and the play actions and the 3-step drops to get the ball out quick. I don't think they'll be able to line up and dominate the line of scrimmage like they did last week. They'll have to spread the field and then find those running lanes.
You saw the sign right there. South Pittsburg gets ready to run through it. It says, been there, done that, 56-0. So, yeah, they're looking at that. They're confident coming into this game tonight. As we've done all season long, we've got to hear Dr. Dan's do's and don'ts before kickoff.
For Oliver Springs, the do's: stay on schedule offensively. Number 2, keep the top on the defense. Tackle the big plays to get them on the ground so you can get to that next step. The don'ts: don't turn the ball over. Don't lose yourself in the hype of the semifinals. Just another game and no bad penalties tonight. For South Pittsburg, do what you do. Play your game, not their game. Execute in all 3 phases of the game and then dominate the line of scrimmage. And then the don'ts for South Pittsburg: don't look past this Oliver Springs team. This team can surprise you, and don't let the Bobcats hang around until the 4th quarter. Be efficient.
Dr. Dan's do's and don'ts as we get sent for our kickoff tonight. And one thing I want to talk about just briefly is the fact that the weather, it is cooler tonight than just about any. There was one game, I think, that was colder than this one will be tonight. So the players will have to adjust to that as well. So we'll see how they can do that. As Alex Phillips for South Pittsburg tees it up. Back deep to receive for Oliver Springs is Jackson Jett as he stands around the Bobcat 5-yard line. And here is that kickoff, and it's kind of ugly. It takes an ugly bounce, and Jett picks it up on a hop around the 19-yard line. Jett has broken free, and he will be taken down by the kicker at midfield. So Alex Phillips is able to get that tackle, but Jackson Jett with a great return from the 19 to the 50 to start this football game for Oliver Springs.
Yeah, I think South Pittsburg was trying to kick away from Jett, and the ball just kind of trickled back to him. He picks it up, and a great return right there. Almost took that one to the house.
Credit the kicker, Phillips, for getting that kick, as now Oliver Springs will come out. We're going to look at their offense. They will put Cole Jackson to the right, Mason Day to the left of Bokey. Bokey hammers 1st and 10, takes a snap, handoff Day. And Day, with good running room, gets the ball all the way up to the South Pitt 46-yard line. Pick up a 4 will make it 2nd and 6.
Yeah, that's right on schedule. Good hard run by Day.
And you see on the Chuck Fleischman replay, Day started on the right, then moved over to the left before taking that snap.
And they're the Oliver Springs is really calm. They're playing their game so far. 2 positive plays so far.
So same set now. 2 wide outs to the right, 1 split way out to the left. Bokey looks up at the play clock. There's less than 10 on it. Snaps the football. Day looking for running room. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's it. It'll bring up 3rd and 6.
Yeah, the South Pittsburgh is in a 4-man front right there, and they just really teed off and maintained the line of scrimmage. You can watch them right here on the replay. They're not giving up any ground right there at all.
Now, one thing I didn't mention before the game, and we were getting set for kickoff, Oliver Springs won this toss, and they elected to receive. So Oliver Springs has the football because the Bobcats wanted it.
Yeah, you figure, hey, let's go out here and score.
2 wideouts either side. No safety help for South Pittsburg. Day in the backfield with Bokey. Gets the play call from the sideline, takes a snap, it's low, and now he will let this go. He's got a man there. That pass is it caught? He's going to say he caught it out of bounds. Jaquan Benton.
Oh, my goodness, he was open.
That was a massive play. Bokey had to pick that up off the ground, and we'll get a good look at this one. And, yeah, there he is. He definitely is out of bounds.
Wow, that's so close.
Gutsy play call, as now Dakota Adkins will come on to punt the football away to South Pitt and give them their first possession of the game.
The South Pittsburgh brought pressure. They brought everybody. Everybody was man in the back end, and the protection for Oliver Springs was really good.
So here is Adkins' punt. It is a high, wobbly spiral, and it will land at the 16 and take a bounce up into Cole Jackson's arms at the 15-yard line, and that's where the Pirates will take over and have their first Hammers 1st and 10 of the game.
Nice punt. High punt, so the return never really gets to set up here.
So Camden Wellington is the quarterback on this team. He's number 0. When's the last time you saw a number 0 playing quarterback?
I don't know that I ever have.
On the screen there, I want to say thank you to the following people for making donations and allowing us to get this game on the air. Handoff, and this one is going to go to Jamichael Buckner, and Buckner barrels ahead for a pickup of 13, and immediately a Hammers 1st and 10 for the Pirates.
Nothing fancy right there. Nothing fancy at all.
What's amazing about this team is you see the Chuck Fleischman replay. They've got 2,800 yards on the ground as a team. Jermichael Buckner is their leading rusher, and he's only got 800 yards.
Yeah, they get a lot of folks involved in that offense. That's the one thing I noticed watching film this week. They've got speed all over the field, and they distribute the ball well.
Yeah, their running game is not a dictatorship. It is definitely a parliament. And up the middle, and a pickup, and you see I think South Pitt, the coaches were calling for a face mask, but you saw the line judge come in. He was tapping his shoulder, saying, no, he got him on the shoulder.
Little counter tray action. Yeah, it was shoulder. Good video right there. Good video.
And that was Jamarian Ferrier, who's the second leading rusher on this team. Or no, actually, he's the third behind the quarterback. But Ferrier has 500 yards rushing on the season. So there's Wellington.
And offsides.
Gets back, though. Got a 2nd and 5 now. Wellington takes the snap. Now he's going to pump and go. And great coverage by Oliver Springs. And still almost making the catch for South Pitt was A.J. Wallace.
That was, if you watch the hand check, the hand fighting there, really well coached receiver. He's covered early, open late, gets the extension right here, then gets the extension to get open, and almost had the catch.
And for Oliver Springs, Jordan Gray was all over that coverage, but allowed some separation right there at the very end, but unable to come up with that football. Brings up a 3rd and 5, and now this is just going to be a quarterback keeper for Wellington, and Wellington, the turf monster, gets him, and he is a little bit slow to get up. He's gimpy.
Yeah, he's jumping up. He got hit right there in the knee, thigh area, and just never recovered from. And there you go. And you hope the young man's not hurt.
He seems still a little limpy. So Oliver Springs now with their backs into their own side of the field. Hammers 1st and 10 for South Pitt. Wellington with Buckner beside him. Wellington looks to pass, and now he's going to let this go. That pass is almost picked off by Jet.
Almost. Kind of baited him into it just a little bit. They took away the throw to the 3 receiver side, so he comes back to the single receiver side.
Ooh.
And almost had it.
So Jet with a little bit of safety help about the entire game last week against Coalfield. Oliver Springs didn't have any safeties over the top.
No.
And now Wellington has come out of the game, and Jamarian Ferrier is in the Wildcat formation, and Ferrier takes the snap, and he'll get up to about the 43-yard line. So a good pickup on 2nd down, but I believe it will be 3rd and about 4, depending on where they mark it. So we might not see Wellington again this game. I'm sure he'll be evaluated. And it's going to be 3rd and 5, actually.
I'm looking on the sideline, see if he's getting attention. I don't see anything.
Producer / owner / jack of all trades, Brad Jones, pointed out when he was going out on the screen for me, and he looks like he's in a lot of pain. And here's Ferrier. Ferrier's got the 1st down and more. Still on his feet, down to about the 21-yard line.
That's just a little power play. They were unbalanced to the right side and just snap it, hit C-gap, and let's go.
And this is probably South Pitt saying, hey, you probably need to bring that safety up and run support.
That is almost single wing style football. They've got a history of the single wing at South Pittsburg from way back in the day.
There's Wellington on your screen there talking to coaches. We'll see if we see him again. Hammers 1st and 10 for South Pitt at about the 21-yard line. And again, it's Ferrier in what we think is probably a Wildcat, but that will count as a completed forward pass, and it doesn't go for anything. No gain on the play will bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that's just a little power sweep. Instead of handing it off, you kind of pitch it forward. Oliver Springs played it well. They're running to the ball right now really well.
That's to Michael Buckner rather. And Camden Wellington back into the game now for South Pitt. Wellington takes a snap, 3-step drop. Now going to the end zone, the corner of the end zone. And again, great coverage by Oliver Springs. Jaquan Benton.
I think we may have a cut block here on the offensive line. Cut the flag down.
And Benton in great position there just to get a hand on it.
Holding.
I thought maybe, because again, on the replay, Mr. Brad Jones pointed out what you saw.
Yeah, they cut on that left side over there pretty hard.
And what's the rule on that?
You can cut on the initial surge within the what they call the box, right? Yard either side of the ball, or 2 yards or something like that either side of the ball. On the initial surge, though, you can't back up a step and then cut, which is kind of what I saw.
So a 10-yard penalty makes it 2nd and 20. Handoff. This goes to Ferrier, and Ferrier is in the house. Touchdown, South Pittsburg. And actually, that's to Michael Buckner.
Yeah, they just got a hat on a hat. Nice lineman pull. They just got up the gap there. You'll see it right here.
Yep. And once Buckner got into that second level, nobody was catching him.
No, they really weren't going to catch him at that point.
Alex Phillips on to attempt the extra point. Snap, set, kick is up, and it is through the uprights. It is good. So it took 6 minutes and 17 seconds into the first quarter, but we have a new score. South Pittsburg on the board. They lead it 17-0. Here.
7-0.
7-0. Sorry, I had the 17 seconds on my mind. Here to take the lead, and we've got a lot of people who helped us get this game on the air, so we want to take a moment to say thank you to them. You got S&S Siding, Windows, and Roofing, family owned and operated, 32 years, offering free estimates. Call the number on your screen there, 865-898-2424. And also, say a big thank you to Big Orange Tree Service. No job too big, too small. Call Mayor Jason Stiltner. Fully insured and qualified. Full tree removal, stump grinding, gutter cleaning, leaf cleanup. Call 865-414-5499 for that. Also, VIP Family Home Care. And if you are a former energy worker such as Y12, X10, K25, ORNL, I know that affects a lot of people. Give them a call, and they will provide a free in-home care for those who qualify with a DOL medical benefits card. Call the number on your screen or go to the website, VIPDOLHomecare.com. So here we go again. Alex Phillips set to kick this one off, and this time he's going to go to the right side of the field, and Mason Day is going to take that from the 16-yard line. Day looking for running room, does a pretty good job before he's upended at about the 21-yard line.
Not bad. He lost his legs there a little bit, and that's the one way to get a running back down is you take his legs away from him.
Yeah.
A little pooch kick. They didn't want Jet to get it this time.
No, Jet was there, though, when Day caught that ball. I wonder if he's thinking like, hey, move.
Hey, got that. I got that.
Yeah. So here is Liam Bokey leading these Bobcats back out onto the field. 2 wideouts either side. Day alone in the backfield with him. 3-step drop. Bokey tries setting up the screen. That ain't happening.
3-man rush. I like the screen call. You just got to get a little more air under the ball to get it there. Really a quick pass rush. They're trying to slow down this pass rush.
And that's a big defensive lineman.
Yeah, what, he's 6'4", 6'6"?
6'6", J.R. Hardrick.
Yeah. That's and a wingspan to go with that, you know.
Yeah. And that's just a sophomore. Wonder if he's on that South Pitt basketball team.
If he wasn't, I'd be recruiting him.
Yeah. So 2nd and 10 now. Bokey, low snap again. Handoff goes to Jett, and Jett looks for running room. He's still on his feet, and Jackson Jett has the ball up to about the 33-yard line.
Nice run.
That makes it a 3rd and manageable now.
Little jet sweep. You know, they had a big play on the jet sweep last week against Coalfield.
Really what set them up to win that football game.
Exactly.
And Jett is elusive.
He is. He's quick as a hiccup.
Just a sophomore. 3rd and 3 as Jett picked up 7. Now 1 wide to the left, 2 backs in the backfield, under 10 on the play clock, which I noticed Oliver Springs is doing a lot. A low snap again. This time goes to Dakota Adkins, and Adkins has it across the 35, about the 36. He'll be a yard short of the line to gain.
I think he's short right there. South Pittsburgh kind of settled down into that 3-4 look.
And here is that play from last week, in case you didn't watch that one. Jett just breaking through tackles.
He really was, yeah.
It looked like Cordero Patterson out there.
Yeah, and that really set him up for the win.
As it looks like Oliver Springs is going to go for this one. And they are. There's a flag, though.
Down.
I believe Oliver Springs moved early.
Yeah, I think so, too.
And if they didn't get the first down, then South Pitt obviously would just decline that penalty. So let's see where they spot the football. Yeah, they weren't set. You see there on the Chuck Fleischman replay. It was creative by Oliver Springs because South Pitt got in punt formation, to receive the punt. And at the very last second, everyone from Oliver Springs ran to the line. I guess when your punter is also one of your starters on offense, that makes it easier to do.
It does.
This is a wobbly spiral that hits on the South Pitt side of the field before bouncing back to the Oliver Springs side. And so the Pirates will have it with a Hammers 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
I had a fake punt that was very similar. One of my upbacks was also my quarterback, and so I got it from an old Alabama film I saw one time where you line up in punt formation and then you just go right into a T formation and hand the ball off. Worked a couple different times.
A credit to play call. I like the play call.
Oh, I do too.
So now, Ferrier back in that Wildcat formation. Handoff goes to Buckner from right to left. Buckner.
Good defense there.
Yeah, Buckner slung down at about the 47-yard line. I believe they're going to give him about a yard, but there is a flag on the play, and the flag is squarely on the 50-yard line.
Yeah, let's see what that is. Holding.
So a couple early penalties here.
Yeah, they've had a couple of holding calls already.
Now, the two teams that are playing on the other side of the state tonight in single A, McKenzie and Dresden, very, very good football teams. And so if you were in this game right here, this semifinals game, and you win this game, you hope that you don't have to do it in a sloppy way. You want to look clean going into that state championship game because those two teams over there are serious business.
Absolutely. That football's always very, nice. Hey, they had him pinned in and he got loose.
Yeah, and this is going to be a pickup of about 18 yards, and that goes to Rakash Kelly. Kelly gets up to the 41-yard line. Still short of the first down, but not by much. It'll be 2nd and 2.
I thought they had him hemmed in. They slanted to that strength side, but then he just broke loose. He is very elusive runner.
We'll call it a 2nd and 3. Speaking of 3, we are about to 3 minutes left in this first quarter. South Pitt on the Oliver Springs side of the field leading 7-0. So Ferrier fakes it to Kelly, and Ferrier will keep it himself, and he's just spinning and twirling, and he's still on his feet.
He runs hard right there.
He's down about the 20-yard line.
They're saying the ball's out. Oliver Springs says they have it.
The way, and the officials, they're not going to give it to Oliver Springs here. But I could tell that's the way that you'll see on this Chuck Fleischman replay. Oliver Springs, they weren't grabbing Ferrier as much as they were grabbing that football. And so I'm not surprised at all that the Bobcats felt like at least they came up with it, because you see right there.
There it came out. I never saw a beanbag come in, so.
No. So South Pitt keeps that ball moving. Hammers 1st and 10, and Ferrier's going to keep it.
Ooh.
And he's stacked up at the 21-yard line.
Nice stop right there.
Pickup of a couple.
Jackson on that tackle. And just a nice stop.
And another flag on the play. Looks like at about the 30-yard line on the right hash.
The down box is moving back.
Illegal shift. That'll cost South Pitt 5 yards. And that'll make it a Hammers 1st and 15.
Wow, that's what, 25 yards in penalties on them this first quarter?
More than that. They've been called for a couple holds.
And then that's 5.
Ferrier. Yeah. You got a false start. And this is what I'm talking about. South Pitt, if the Pirates win this game, like a lot of people expect them to, you're going to be playing McKenzie or Dresden. McKenzie has been to the state title game at least the last 3 seasons. And Dresden played McKenzie earlier this year. They're playing in the semifinals tonight, and Dresden wore them out. It wasn't even close.
Right. And you know, it shouldn't be nerves. Okay, yeah, it's a semifinal game, but yeah, South Pittsburgh's been here before.
And that's what their sign said they ran out to. Been there, done that.
Been there, done that.
So 1st and 20 now. Ferrier sends a man in motion. That's Kelly. And the ball's on the ground. Ferrier picks it up, and he's going to lose yards. Another loss of about 5, and you're going to have 2nd and about 25 yards.
That was, yeah. And you can kind of notice a momentum shift here in the stadium. The Oliver Springs crowd is coming alive a little bit. The South Pittsburg crowd is kind of tamped down a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you something else, too. And we saw it. Camden Wellington is on the sidelines being worked on. And he hobbles back into the game now as I say that, as we go under a minute to play. 2nd and a bunch. As Wellington back into the game, he's limping. Handoff. This goes to Buckner. And Buckner finds some running room, still on his feet. And Buckner picks up about 22 yards.
He's close to that first down marker.
Taken down by Jaquan Benton, but yeah, Buckner. Just a little jump cut right there. And then brought down.
Yeah.
And Benton was going for that football too. I think Oliver Springs they're trying to rip that football free.
Yeah, I think they're looking for the turnover.
3rd and 4 now. 15 seconds on the clock. South Pitt doesn't have to run another play if they don't want to. Under 10 now. Benton takes the snap, handoff. And was this go to Ferrier? It did go to Ferrier, and Ferrier has picked up the Hammers 1st and goal as the ball will be spotted at about the 8-yard line.
And that's the quarter.
That is the first quarter. 7-0 South Pitt. And want to, again, continue to say thank you to some of our sponsors allowing us to get this game on the air. So how about we say thank you to Phillips Seamless Guttering and Roof Repair. For over 30 years, Phillips Seamless Guttering and Roof Repair has been the go-to for quality guttering and roof repairs. Not just experts, but a proud supporter of the Oliver Springs Bobcats, backing the talent and dedication. So you can, by the way, a personal shout out, they support number 78, Tyler Phillips, on the field. So I want to say that. Give a call to the number on the screen there, 865-705-6850. And then this one, oh my gosh, look at that pizza.
Oh, that looks awful good.
Partners has been open for over 30 years and has been in Wartburg, a part of that community, serving up the pizzas that make every meal a celebration. And the secret is quality, and it's hard to argue with that as someone who has been a lifelong Partners patron. You can give a call to Partners Pizza, 423-346-6437. They are in my speed dial still to this day. And want to say a big thank you to Devaney's Eats and Treats, family-owned and operated business in the heart of downtown Oliver Springs, known for the famous Devaney hot dogs and Hershey's ice cream. They plan to reopen in spring of 2024, so in the meantime, contact them for catering at the number on your screen there, 865-388-6912, 865-388-6912. We get set to begin the second quarter here. And South Pitt will have a Hammers first and goal on the right hash from the 8-yard line.
Wellington's lead came out, now he's leaving the game. He's hopping on one leg.
Gracious. I don't know that I'd play him the rest of the night, honestly. So here is Farrier lined up. Still not sure if this is a quarterback or a Wildcat, but Farrier's going to keep it, and he's got his eyes on the end zone.
He's close.
He did. He got close. Second effort. Looked like he played leapfrog a little bit, but he will be shy. And down to about the 3-yard line. So second and goal. See the
nice lead block right here by Buckner. Buckner makes a nice lead block to get him free.
Farrier with the keeper again, and Farrier is short again. Now, Oliver Springs they were tough last week around the goal line when they played Coalfield.
They really were. And, you know, the fact that your quarterback is out really kind of limits what you can do down here.
4-down territory, no doubt.
Obviously, but...
So here is Farrier, third and goal. Farrier takes the snap. Handoff goes to Buckner. Buckner's met in the backfield, and he's stopped. Met first on the play by Carson Nivens.
Wow.
And he's down all the way back. Well, they're going to give him forward momentum, it looks like, at the 9-yard line.
Yeah. Yeah, we were just watching the pull there. The guy who pulls out, next guy down is cutting the down lineman. Not really sure that's legal.
So now,
probably is on the initial surge.
Yeah, we said it was 4-down territory, but South Pittsburg went backwards. So they're going to send out the kicker, Alex Phillips, and Phillips is going to attempt a 26-yard field goal from the right hash. And that kick is up, and it bounces off the upright and in.
Wow.
So it is good with 10-10 left to go in the second quarter. South Pittsburg strikes again, but only with 3. The Pirates lead now over the Bobcats 10-0. As we'll see this jump flash and replay again. It was ugly, but it went in.
Boink.
Sometimes the doinks work.
Yeah.
And that was one of those times. You are tuned in to the OEB Law Game of the Week.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
I get her! Not solo!
You see if I did it?
Yeah!
And back. And back to your OEB Law Game of the Week. Aaron Harvey, Coach Dan Shoemaker. As we get set for this kickoff, it is Alex Phillips kicking deep, and we'll see if Jet gets a chance at this one. And he will at the 20-yard line. Jet, it makes a great cut up the middle of that wedge, and Jet is down at about the 38, 39-yard line.
Wow, he gets the ball, and he's exciting to watch. He is very elusive.
They'll give him the 38, and that is where Oliver Springs, while the Hammers 1st and 10. But, yeah, great return again for Jackson Jet. So the first kickoff, he takes all the way to the 50. The next kickoff he gets his hands on gets all the way up to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, I don't think they want to kick to him.
I don't think so. So here's Bokey, split backs, another low snap, and Bokey's going to have to keep it. He's sacked.
Yeah, they've got to get that snap fixed. Because every time the snap's low, the quarterback has to take his eyes off of what's happening.
Down to the 35-yard line. Loss of 4 will make it 2nd and 14.
Now, sometimes the reason for a low snap is a nose man who's really working on the center, and the center's having to step hard to get to his spot, and so the snap gets a little short.
And that could be it. Nose tackle for South Pitt is David Arnold, big 280-pounder. And here is a pass. They're going to say this was
a lateral.
So South Pitt picks it up, and they take it to the house. That's A.J. Wallace, and he's in for a touchdown. And you can't review this in high school. So that is a touchdown for South Pitt.
Yeah, I did. When I saw the official not blow a whistle, I was sitting there going, ooh, okay.
So here's this Chuck Fleischman replay. Bokey is at about the 30-yard line when he makes this pass, and it touches Day at about the 39. That is a backwards pass. Great call by the officials, and South Pitt takes advantage. On for the extra point. This is Alex Phillips, and it's up, and it is good. So now, South Pitt leads over Oliver Springs by a score of 17-0 with 9:09 left to go in this first half of the OEB Law Game of the Week.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Contact local agent Vanessa Brown for your personal price plan today.
Back at the OEB Law Game of the Week, Aaron Harvey, Coach Dan Shoemaker. Some scores of interest. At the beginning of the second quarter, Upperman and Greenville tied at 7. Alcoa up on Giles County at the end of the first quarter, 14-0. And at the end of the first quarter, it is Oakland leading over Bradley Central 7-0. So now as we get set for another kickoff, here's Phillips. We'll see if he keeps it out of Jet's hands. And this one is an end-over-ender. Day will take it at the 35-yard line, and Day's got the left sideline. Day is all the way up to the 50, to the 45, and out of bounds. They'll give him the 43-yard line of South Pitt. So kick coverage not going well for South Pitt tonight.
No, they're struggling in the kicking game right now. Instead of doing that, I would just kick it out of bounds and give it to him on the 35. That's not good coverage.
Seems about worth it at this point. So Oliver Springs into South Pitt's side of the field. Saboki will come out with split backs, 2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. Day and Adkins, that's Jet, and Jet is tackled for a loss at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, South Pittsburg just really brought a lot of stunt pressure right there. See, they're in the 4-man front, And then they brought the linebacker down inside into the B gap stunt, and they just didn't have a chance there.
Loss of 2 will make it 2nd and 12 at the South Pitt 45-yard line.
Gilly from that weak side linebacker spot just kind of stunted down the inside.
Man in motion, that is Adkins. Adkins will get it on a jet sweep, and Adkins is dropped for a loss all the way back to the 49. Another loss of 4 will make it 3rd and 17. 3rd and 16.
Yeah, it looks like South Pittsburg is preferring that 4-man front right now. And it's giving them a little more oomph, I guess, up front on the line of scrimmage.
Something in 3rd and 16. That's not a whole lot to play with. And all the Springs that they've talked about several times this season, they need it.
And South Pitt with a single high look.
Now they're getting into the 3-man front.
Bokey sends Day in motion, and whistles are blown.
Delay game.
That's what it is. 5-yard penalty. And now Oliver Springs is back on its side of the field.
I wasn't looking at the play clock, and obviously they weren't either. When that back judge drops the flag, you know, pre-snap, that's always what it is.
It's now 3rd and quite a bit. 21. Bokey takes a snap. He's looking. Throws it over the middle to Adkins. Ooh. Adkins was there.
Yeah, he was open, but the throw was long.
And he would have been close to the line to gain. That ball was way overthrown.
Yeah.
So that'll bring up 4th and 21.
You always get nervous when that ball's long in the over the middle like that. Tips and interceptions.
So now Adkins, the intended target on that, will come out to punt this football away. Adkins gets a clean end over ender, and it will take South Pitt bounce before going out of bounds at the 30-yard line. So that is where South Pitt will have a Hammers 1st and 10.
Nice punt.
So South Pitt got that Coalfield film from last week and watched it. Coalfield dang near got blocked about 3 punts.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised we're not seeing South Pitt come after a couple of these.
Well, yeah. Two theories there. One is, well, they're not getting, about 30 yards on the punt, so that's not really bad. The other one is, if we run into him and we hit him and then we give him another shot kind of deal. So
that's a good point. As new quarterback, this is Rakash Kelly, and Kelly will keep it. Going to his left, and Kelly's brought down after no gain. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Oliver Springs ran to that play really, really well.
And again, I don't know if this is a Wildcat or if this is a backup quarterback situation. The only stats we have for South Pitt say that Camden Wellington has thrown the ball every time.
Yeah, that's all I've got here too.
So if you're just joining us, Wellington hurt early in the first quarter. As here is Kelly. Kelly hands it off and completes the tackle. Tackles Jamichael Buckner in the backfield.
Wow. I'm not sure how he got tripped up. His quarterback tripped him up. Okay.
So great tackle by Kelly.
Yeah.
For Oliver Springs. Loss of 1 makes it 3rd and 11. There is Mr. Wellington, number 0.
Yeah, he was nominated as one of the Mr. Football for single A.
And for good reason. 1,800 yards passing to go along with 700 yards rushing. And it looks like South Pitt's going to let this play clock run down and take a timeout. The Pirates take a timeout, which is brought to you by Patterson's Appliances. While you wait, visit pattersonsappliances.com and shop online for quality home appliances today.
Patterson's Appliances has been helping families like yours find quality home appliances from trusted brands including Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid for over 55 years. Our knowledgeable appliance specialists know how to outfit your kitchen or laundry room with the right appliances to meet your needs. We service what we sell with our own in-house factory-trained service technicians, and for the DIYers, our parts department is always ready to help customers find the appliance parts they need. Patterson's Home Appliances, because we care.
Back to your OEB Law game of the week out of the timeout. I don't know what happened at West, but it's showing the first quarter, and it's showing 1 minute and 8 seconds only into the first quarter, and West leads over Walker Valley 7-0. So I don't know if they started a little bit later or we're just late getting updates. We can tell you that in the second quarter, about midway through, Upperman leads over Greenville 14-7 in the only undefeated matchup between two teams in the entire playoffs.
That's very rare company to be in.
Now that could change next week in the state championship game. That looked like they're going to call an illegal shift, but I thought that was a false start. And Oliver Springs is obviously going to decline this, and it will bring up fourth down. Yeah, I don't know if we can, because it could have been either way, I guess, but you see, now what's the rule? Could he move? Because it was maybe laterally, Butner moved laterally. Is that why it was a shift instead of a false start?
Yeah.
Okay.
The rule is if a guy starts to jump, you say, okay, keep moving, parallel the line of scrimmage.
Okay. So now on to attempt this punt. First punt of the night for South Pitt is Jacob Bivens, and Jackson Jett back deep for Oliver Springs to receive.
Low snap.
And low punt. And Jett is going to take it on a bounce, makes the first man miss. And it took about 6 white shirts getting down there. But Jett finally down at the 41-yard line of Oliver Springs. And that's where the Bobcats will have a Hammers 1st and 10 with 5:03 left to go in this first half.
Yeah, he made the first guy miss, and I thought he was going to break out of there just a little bit. Pretty good coverage.
A low snap on that punt. I think you can probably tell that South Pitt they don't punt a whole lot.
Yeah, they probably don't have to work on that a lot. Nice coaching. We worked on it every day.
Yeah. Most teams have to, as Benton about split defenders, still fighting up to the 45-yard line. That's just a 4-yard pickup right there. But that is one of those that gets the stands going because of how hard he fought for the yards that he got.
Oh, absolutely. Good positive play as well. I mean, he's still fighting. Ain't no quitting this bunch.
So pickup of 4 makes it 2nd and 6. Left hash. 4.5 minutes left to go in this first half. 15 seconds on the play clock. And Oz has been typically letting this go under 10 at least before they snap the football. And there is Bokey, handoff Day. Day gets to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Nothing else.
Bring up 3rd and 6.
They stayed their 3-man front right there, but Oliver Springs struggled to get somebody up to the linebacker level.
Oh, you saw that big nose tackle.
Yeah, he's
David Arnold.
Arnold, yeah, he's kind of holding court inside right there. He's a player.
Yeah, it's because you mentioned earlier that these snaps might be low because the center's having a hard time with that nose tackle, and you can see why. 3rd and 6. Jet in motion. Bokey back to pass. Throws over the middle. Threw on a rope over the middle, but the pass was incomplete. Trying to find Jet on a little post route. That'll make it 4th and 6. See the Chuck Fleischman replay here. Just inaccurate.
Yeah, the coverage was pretty good.
Yes, it was. So Oliver Springs brings the punt unit out, and this is Dakota Atkins. Back deep to receive for South Pittsburg.
I think we're missing one up here on. There we go.
A.J. Wallace and Rakash Kelly. See if we can count them out. Yeah, we're missing 2.
Missing 2.
And Oliver Springs is going to have to take a timeout. Timeout brought to you by Patterson's Appliances. Check out the new store at 1067 South Walnut Avenue in Cookeville, now open for business. Back at the OEB Law game of the week. Let's update you on some scores. About midway through the second quarter, Upperman leads over Greenville 14-7. Alcoa, about midway through the second quarter, leads over Giles County 21-0. And it's almost halftime. Oakland leading over Bradley Central 14-0. West still leading over Walker Valley 7-0. So here is Adkins on to punt this football away out of the timeout. Adkins, that punt is up. It is a high end over ender. Takes a great bounce and picked up off the bounce by A.J. Wallace. That was dangerous.
That was dangerous.
There were 2 Bobcats there.
If you watch the back end, the punter gets knocked down.
Oh, yeah.
The rule is, though, if his foot comes back down on the ground, he then becomes a regular football player.
And that, his foot had come back down. Yeah. Do you want punters to kind of stay vulnerable a little bit longer, be a little bit slow coming down?
Yeah, follow through and then hop on that one foot just a little bit. Try to sell it a little more.
And now we've got a slot man on the left side uncovered. Maybe. Because we'll see. But it does look like Wellington has made his way back into the game, and he will drop back, straight drop, and lets this one fly. And that pass is broken up. It could have been possibly intercepted by Jet, but Benton knocked the ball away. And that's 2 Bobcats that were there. That play was well covered.
Yeah, he was the slot was covered. The outside route was wide open, but I don't think he ever intended to throw it there. They were going to hit the seam route.
That slot on the left side of your screen. The man there that looked like he was possibly covering that was Lucas Thacker from a linebacker position.
Yeah.
But he didn't go with the receiver. So now Wellington's going to go 5 wide, sends a man in motion, and now pumps, gets it out. That pass is almost intercepted again.
That was so close.
Jordan Gray was there, didn't expect it. It hit him right in his arm before he could really react to it.
Had he caught it there, I think he might have scored.
See the Chuck Fleischman replay.
Yeah, he wasn't expecting that.
I'm really surprised that South Pittsburgh's coming out and doing this. You got 3 minutes on the clock. That's plenty of time. Now they'll send 3 wide outs to the left side of the line, 1 to the right. Wellington is going to lob this up over the middle. That pass is finally intercepted by Jackson Jett. And Jett, the return man, still on his feet, finally dragged down at the 20-yard line. And Oliver Springs is in business.
They're in business. They sure are.
That is only the 4th interception that Wellington has thrown. this season. But again, well covered.
Yeah, the coverage on the seam route, they're taking the seam route away. The defensive guys have done their film work, and they realize that that's where they're going with the ball is in the seam. So they're going to take the seam away, make him throw to the outside.
So Oliver Springs trying to get on the board before halftime. Here's Bokey, sends a man in motion. This is Jet, and we'll pitch it to Jet, going from right to left. Jet, following blocker, still on his feet, down to about the 12-yard line.
They're in business. Little momentum shift right here.
We'll see where they spot it, but right now it looks like a gain of 8.
A lot of purple jerseys out front right there.
Jet is really, really good with the ball in his hands.
He really is.
Second and 1 for the Bobcats.
So, gonna have to stand up because Oliver Springs fans are standing up in front of me. Bokey in the backfield, handoff goes to Day. Day up the middle.
Inside.
He's got running room, and then making the ball fell. The ball comes out, but the official says that he was down. So he gets up to the 10-yard line. Looked like he had something.
He did. Wallace made a kind of a touchdown-saving tackle right there. If Wallace doesn't make that tackle, he's going to score.
Buddy, I tell you what, that ball almost came out before he was down. But it only matters what the officials say, and that's enough for a Hammers first and goal. Ball spotted squarely on the 10-yard line. Split backs in the backfield. Cole Jackson and H-back lined up to the right. That is Jet and Day in the backfield. Bokey takes a snap, handoff Day, and Day gets forward momentum. Wow. The pile kept going after the whistle, and some Oliver Springs fans want a penalty there.
Yeah, one of them just yelled, "Get your flag out of your pocket." I'd say Coach Harper's kind of feeling the same way. This thing getting a little chippy right now. These officials going to have to get this thing well managed.
No gain on the play. Now remember, you've got Jaquan Benton. He's lined up outside on the left, and he's tall if you want to try to throw a corner route. And he's got a one-on-one right here. Bokey. Play is blown dead, though. So now we got a false start on Oliver Springs. That'll back them up 5 yards and make it a second and goal from the 15-yard line. But that might be something that Oliver Springs is looking at, maybe giving Benton a chance to go one-on-one, mano-a-mano. Let Bokey throw that up in the air and see if his guy can make a play.
What's going on now? These officials are... What are we doing?
I don't know. Mr. Whitehat's going over to tell Coach Stone what's going on. Got something to do with the clock, maybe?
Well, he just managed to waste about 7 seconds there and do nothing.
So here is Bokey. It looks like the same play, and Bokey did look for Benton, but now he's going to dump it down to Day, and Day makes the first couple of guys miss, but that's it, as he will lose a yard, and that'll make it third and goal from the 16.
Hawks running.
And I wonder if Benton had an option route right there to go inside or outside.
He might have.
And chose to go inside and ran into some safety help. As here is Bokey. Bokey's going to throw that up in the air. That pass is picked off.
Yep, intercepted.
With 1.9 seconds left, South Pittsburg keeps Oliver Springs out of the end zone. And I thought they might be looking for that matchup And that's the second time that they go for it. That ball is played very well and picked off by Caden Pace.
Yeah.
So now we'll see if South Pittsburg is going to take a knee, or that looks like probably what they're going to do. So here's Ferrier. Ferrier will take a knee. And this will be the end of the first half. Some very positive things for Oliver Springs in that half. Ultimately, a turnover, a fumble, return for a touchdown has been one of the biggest differences in this game as South Pitt leads over Oliver Springs 17-0 at halftime on your OEB Law Game of the Week.
At OEB Law, our home is your home. And your family is our family. And down here, family takes care of family. Giving back and helping out whenever needed. OEB Law is proud to be from East Tennessee. OEB Law feels like home.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies' boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
This holiday season, we invite you to join generations of families who have trusted Ray Varner Ford in Clinton as their car buying tradition. Let us fill your hearts with joy in your driveway with a new Ford, like this 2023 Ford Escape, $31,990. A 2024 Ford Edge all-wheel drive SEL, $41,980. 2023 Ford F-150, $35,654. Local you trust, a tradition you can afford. Ray Varner Ford, your East Tennessee Ford dealership.
Building a life is different for everyone because everyone is different. That's why State Farm is there. Contact local agent Vanessa Brown for your personal quote today.
Kathy May Martin has been making real estate dreams a reality for over 3 decades. Buying or selling real estate is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. Choosing the right realtor is next. Thinking of buying or selling? Call Kathy May Martin at Coldwell Banker Jim Henry & Associates for all your real estate needs. Rest assured, with Kathy's knowledge and experience, you will be on the winning team.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks. We're trying to hear. Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid's solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
My kid heard that solo!
You saying I did?
Yeah,
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Contact local agent Vanessa Brown for your personal price plan today.
Patterson's Appliances has been helping families like yours find quality home appliances from trusted brands including Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid for over 55 years. Our knowledgeable appliance specialists know how to outfit your kitchen or laundry room with the right appliances to meet your needs. We service what we sell with our own in-house factory-trained service technicians, and for the DIYers, our parts department is always ready to help customers find the appliance parts they need. Patterson's Home Appliances, because we care.
free medical clinic of Oak Ridge presents New Year's Eve 2024 Countdown on Sunday, December 31st, 2023 at 9 p.m. to January 1st, 2024 at 1 a.m. Live band, food truck, hot air balloons, sponsored by Tennessee College of Applied Technology, Baird, the City of Oak Ridge, David Coffey, BBB Communication, and Holloway Event Company. Ball drop and fireworks. Come with your friends and family to count down the new year together. Don't miss it. Free to the public. For more information, go to fmcor.org.
At OEB Law, our home is your home, and your family is our family. And down here, family takes care of family. OEB Law feels like home.
Back at the OEB Law Game of the Week, it is halftime here at DJ Britton Field in Oliver Springs. The Bobcats trailing South Pittsburg by a score of 17-0. And Aaron Harvey with Coach Shoemaker. Coach, Oliver Springs has put forth a great effort in this game. There are a couple storylines, I think, that will tell the story so far this first half. The number one thing is the fumble return for a touchdown. You had a backwards pass, wasn't caught, and so South Pittsburg picked it up, took it to the house, and that's how they went up 17-0. But another time, South Pittsburg was on about the 3-yard line, and Oliver Springs held tough, would not let them in the end zone, so they had to kick a field goal and almost missed it. They doinked it from the left upright, and so that was 3 points. You take, if that field goal misses, and ifs and buts, candy and nuts, Merry Christmas, all that.
Right.
But if, that field goal is missed, and if that fumble is not a fumble, this could very well be a 7-0 game.
Absolutely. And when you get in big games like this, you can always point to 3 or 4, maybe 5 or 6 big plays that are turning points, right? And so I think you just identified 2 huge turning points within this game. The return, the scoop and score out on the edge with the lateral pass was big, and then the defensive stand that we saw Oliver Springs make to hold them to just a field goal was big as well. I think that's a big momentum boost because they've got the ball at the 3-yard line, I think, on second down, and end up kicking that field goal from outside the 10. So the huge stand by the defense. I think Oliver Springs is playing really hard, and I think they're just a play or two away from being really in this ball game. It'll be interesting to see what comes out in the second half. I know when they played the first time this year, Oliver Springs was pretty much manhandled that whole first half and didn't really get anything going until the second half. This game, this time, is really really an indicator on how far this team has come this year, and that's all because of the work Coach Harper and his staff and these players and everybody that's put into this thing. So the measuring stick thing that I talked about in pregame, they're measuring up pretty well right here, just a couple of plays away.
Now, we're saying this from an Oliver Springs perspective. This game is streaming live on the NFHS website as well. So if we have any South Pitt fans that are tuning in on any of the ways you can tune in with BBB Communications or on NFHS Network, go ahead and identify. We've seen this Oliver Springs team 3 or 4 times this season. So we're very familiar with them. So we can say that from the Oliver Springs perspective. But if you try to say this, you point to a few plays from the South Pittsburg perspective, then you have to look at Camden Wellington getting hurt early in that first quarter, and we've seen him for a handful of plays after that, but he is limited. He's on one leg. This is a guy who's second in rushing on the South Pitt team, has over 700 yards rushing to go along with his 1,800 yards through the air, and that has also been a big storyline in this game, as you can say from the South Pittsburg perspective.
I totally agree. agree. And when he's not in the game, the offense gets very one-dimensional. You know, we've not seen them attempt a pass without him in the ball game, without him handling the ball. So I don't think that him being out of the ball game, I don't think that they've got a passing attack that they can really hang their hat on. So they're going to run the ball, you know, and then that again allows Oliver Springs to really load the box and kind of limit them and try to stop them on what they're doing. I think that was a turning point. I think another turning point was the interception down here when Jet picked off the seam route up on the hash there. That's only Wellington's 4th interception this year. So, you know, I think that is indicative of the fact that he is playing on one leg tonight, and a real gritty, gutty performance by that young man.
Yeah, and I thought coming into this game, for someone who rushes the ball as well as Wellington does, if you're Oliver Springs, you're going to have to spy him with somebody.
Right.
And if he's limited, if he's hurt, then I don't think you have to spy him. You can send an extra man back into coverage. But credit Oliver Springs, they've had great pass coverage all game long, and that interception was one that was a long time coming, because Oliver Springs got their hands on 3 or 4 of those balls.
Absolutely, yeah. And one was a tip, you know, down here on the little screen pass, on the little flanker screen, wide receiver screen. Flanker screen, that's an old term, I think, but the little wide receiver screen. But they've been in the right spots, you know, and been able to knock down passes and get their hands on passes. And then just that one, they were, you know, this was double coverage up the seam, and they were able to jump that one.
And right here at the end of the half, Oliver Springs has the ball, 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. They can't convert that into points. Instead, South Pittsburg gets an interception and able to run out the clock to go into halftime. But that was huge as well, because Oliver Springs won the toss. They elected to receive, so they didn't get any points going into halftime. And when they come back out, South Pittsburg will get the football.
Yeah, they will. And Oliver Springs will need, coming out into that third quarter, that first 5 or 6 minutes, they'll need to get a stop, get the ball back, and then do something with that, I think, and then that will set the tone for the second half. I've always thought that the most important time frames in any ball game was the first 3 or 4 minutes of the game, where you're trying to set the tone, and then the first 3 or 4 minutes coming out in the second half, because you've got your adjustments and you're going to see if they're going to work, and they've got their adjustments, and you're trying to anticipate that. And if Oliver Springs can get that stop and get the ball back and get some points on the board, then we got a whole new ball game at that point.
Yeah, certainly. You wonder too, do you think Oliver Springs comes out, tries to get cute, maybe kick an onside kick to start this thing off, or do you think they like the position that they're in right now? You're down 3 scores, so you feel like if you can get a stop, maybe you can get into the end zone and make this just a 2-score game, or that's something that I'm sure Coach Harper and his staff they're talking about right now. But what do you think? Do you think South Pittsburg would probably come out looking for an onside kick possibly?
I think they'll be safe in that aspect of it. I don't know that they'll totally extend their kick return. You know, they'll crowd up towards the front line there a little bit. You know, and the trade-offs on that onside kick, yeah, you might get the ball, but if you don't get the ball, you give them the ball at midfield.
That's true. Yeah.
That then becomes a really short field, and that's a really tough to get that 3-and-out stop at that point.
Guys, these games, they take a lot of money to get on the air. It takes a lot of work, and so we put out the call. We said, hey, we want to cover Oliver Springs in the semifinals game, so let us know if you want to pitch in. And some businesses did pitch in, and you see one of them there eating nachos. That is the owner of Partners Pizza in Wartburg. So big thank you to her. She's one of the sponsors that came through tonight to help us get that game on the air. So I'm sure she's flattered that we got her eating nachos. I bet she's going to be thrilled about that.
Yeah, I know Jessica for a long time.
So, as I was saying, it takes a lot of work, and sponsors did come through and answer the call, and so we'd like to point some of those out right now for you. And so, James Brummett Insurance, a big thank you to James Brummett Insurance. Had many successful years in retail trucking and transportation industry before forming the James Brummett Insurance Agency in 1989. James and his staff, including 3 family members, combined total truck experience of over 100 years. That's a lot of knowledge, with a wide range of personal and commercial insurance products, and have helped Tennessee families and businesses obtain affordable life, auto, and health insurance they need. If you are interested, give a call to that number on your screen, 865-435-0664, or go to jamesbrummettinsurance.com. Also, Southern Hospitality Catering, because when it comes to Southern Hospitality, nobody does it better than Southern Hospitality Catering. Proud supporters of the Oliver Springs Bobcats, owned by Robbie Ollis. They bring a touch of warmth and flavor to every event, from game day celebrations to special occasions. They've got your catering needs covered. Robbie Ollis and the Southern Hospitality Catering team know how to make your event unforgettable. Give them a call, 865-382-7870. And we would also like to say a big thank you to Melrose Title Company for a seamless real estate experience. Trust Melrose Title Company, conveniently located at 715 Walden Avenue in Harriman, under the leadership of Luann Heilman Crace and Esquire, Chief Executive Officer, Melrose Title Company, proudly serves East Tennessee, including Knoxville, Maryville, Farragut, and surrounding counties. You can go to melrosetitleco.com, give a number to your screen there, or call the number on your screen there, 865-590-6360. Even got a nice little Q code there for you to scan to get more information. And some personal donations. I want to say a big thank you to Diana and Glenn Haney and Sandra and Mike McClure and Eddie Kelly for the donation in memory of Ed Kelly. And that is a former mayor of Oliver Springs, Ed Kelly. And Kelly, that's a name that travels a lot. You've got the Kellytown Baptist Church right there off of Highway 61 as you're coming from Harriman into Oliver Springs. And Kelly also, name of, I don't know if it's related because I'm not exactly sure the history there, but you've got the Kelly community in Morgan County.
Yes, you do, yeah.
And that's just, what, 6-7 miles down the road? So, former Kelly community, I guess I should say. So, we've got under 3 minutes up on the clock of halftime remaining, and I don't know if they will add more time on the clock. They typically stop doing that in the playoffs, but neither teams have made their way onto the field.
I don't see anybody out. Kickers are usually coming out and warming up at this time, and they're not warming up.
I will tell you some scores of interest. Upperman leads over Greenville at halftime 14-7. Alcoa leads over Giles County 21-7 at halftime. Also at halftime, Bradley Central got 3 points up on the board on Oakland, but it is the Patriots leading over the Bears 17-3. And early in the second quarter, it is West leading over Walker Valley 21-3. And East, Robertson, and York Institute has kicked off. About 4 minutes into that one, we've got a couple goose eggs. So that should be a really good game. So again, stick with us. It is halftime here. I still don't see either team, so I'm sure they're going to put up 3 more minutes on the clock. And we've got second half action coming up, and we'll talk about going into that second half when we get back. This is the OEB Law Game of the Week.
At OEB Law, our home is your home. And your family is our family. And down here, family takes care of family. giving back and helping out whenever needed. OEB Law is proud to be from East Tennessee. OEB Law feels like home.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies' boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
This holiday season, we invite you to join generations of families who have trusted Ray Varner Ford in Clinton as their car buying tradition. Let us fill your hearts with joy in your driveway with a new Ford, like this 2023 Ford Escape, $31,990. A 2024 Ford Edge all-wheel drive SEL, $41,980. 2023 Ford F-150, $35,654. Local you trust, a tradition you can afford. Ray Varner Ford, your East Tennessee Ford dealership.
Building a life is different for everyone because everyone is different. That's why State Farm is there. Contact local agent Vanessa Brown for your personal quote today.
Kathy May Martin has been making real estate dreams a reality for over 3 decades. Buying or selling real estate is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. Choosing the right realtor is next. Thinking of buying or selling? Call Kathy May Martin at Coldwell Banker Jim Henry & Associates for all your real estate needs. Rest assured, with Kathy's knowledge and experience, you will be on the winning team.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks. We're trying to hear. Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid still way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
I can earn that solo!
You see like it?
Yeah!
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Contact local agent Vanessa Brown for your personal price plan today.
Patterson's Appliances has been helping families like yours find quality home appliances from trusted brands including Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid for over 55 years. Our knowledgeable appliance specialists know how to outfit your kitchen or laundry room with the right appliances to meet your needs. We service what we sell with our own in-house factory-trained service technicians, and for the DIYers, our parts department is always ready to help customers find the appliance parts they need. Patterson's Home Appliances, because we care.
Free Medical Clinic of Oak Ridge presents New Year's Eve 2024 Countdown on Sunday, December 31st, 2023 at 9 p.m. to January 1st, 2024 at 1 a.m. Live band, food truck, hot air balloons, sponsored by Tennessee College of Applied Technology, Baird, the City of Oak Ridge, David Coffey, BBB Communications, and Holloway Event Company. Ball drop and fireworks. Come with your friends and family to count down the new year together. Don't miss it. Free to the public. For more information, go to fmcor.org.
At OEB Law, our home is your home, and your family is our family. And down here, family takes care of family. OEB Law feels like home.
Back to the OEB Law Game of the Week as we get set to begin this second half. Oliver Springs will be kicking it off to South Pittsburg.
Set to kick off the
Liam Bokey going to kick this one deep.
Onside.
And it was an onside kick, and South Pittsburg covers it. So I wondered if they would.
You called that one.
And they did, and it was covered cleanly by Jordan McClendon for South Pitt. And just like you said, if you kick that and you don't get it, then you give South Pitt the football around midfield, and that's exactly what has happened here, as the Pirates will have a Hammers 1st and 10 from the Pirates' 49-yard line.
Yeah, he handled that onside really well.
And we still don't see Camden Wellington. So Ferrier in the game, playing quarterback with split backs, handoff, goes to Buckner, and Buckner picks up 3 yards.
I saw the warm-up for the second half. I saw Ferrier over there throwing the ball, throwing some passes. So it wouldn't surprise me if they don't try to throw a little bit with him here in the second half.
So we can officially now say this is not a Wildcat. This is the backup quarterback for South Pittsburg. Really unfortunate to lose a Mr. Football finalist early in the first quarter of the semifinals. And Ferrier is met at the line of scrimmage.
And whacked at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, as the ball came free after he was down on the ground, but that's a loss of 1, and that'll make it, wow. Oh, no, the ball didn't come free. He just didn't know if he was down or not, but he will be marked down. And so you'll have about a 3rd and 8 for South Pitt.
Looked like Nivens on the tackle right there, and he landed up from an outside technique to an inside technique and just came through unblocked.
Nivens, a junior on this team, he's a man. All right, so now here is Ferrier. He'll take the snap and keep it, and Ferrier picks up about a yard, and it will be 4th and 7.
This may be that stop they were looking for.
And South Pitt will bring the punting unit onto the team for just the second time. And again, if South Pitt watched that Coalfield tape, Coalfield faked the punt successfully twice.
Right.
And it wasn't even that difficult for them.
No, it wasn't even close.
So we'll see what South Pitt does here. It's Jacob Bivens in punt formation. Jackson Jett back deep to receive. And Oliver Springs is coming after it. They almost get it, but this will be fielded by Jett. Jett lets it bounce first, and Buddy, he's going to be dragged down around the 1-yard line.
They gave him his forward progress, out maybe the 5?
Close to the 4, it looks like. So Jett didn't catch it at first, let it bounce once, and then he caught it. Had a chance right there and decided against it. And I think that's probably correct with the forward progress. Maybe could have given him the 6.
Yeah.
But they will give him the 4, so Oliver Springs with a Hammers 1st and 10 back deep in Bobcat territory.
This is not a good spot to start your drive.
It is not, and Bokey's going to go empty set. 3 to his left, 1 to his right. Bokey fires this quickly out. And great play right there. It goes to Benton. Benton still on his feet, finally speared down at about the 10. So they'll give him 6, and it'll be 2nd and 4.
Yeah, he's hurt. He took a shot right there.
And that is Jaquan Benton. We'll see this Chuck Fleischman replay, see what happens here.
And it comes in right there. Kind of got him up in the rib cage.
Right where that football was. So you wonder if maybe he got the football pressed really hard up against him.
Yeah.
And Benton, they have taken him off the field, so he's on the sideline. And that young man is in
I think
a lot of pain.
He's in pain. Probably trouble getting his breath.
We'll take a break. This is the OEB Law Game of the Week.
At OEB Law, our home is your home. And your family is our family. And down here, family takes care of family. Giving back and helping out whenever needed. OEB Law is proud to be from East Tennessee. OEB Law feels like home.
Back to the OEB Law Game of the Week. Some scores to update you on. In the third quarter, Bradley Central's put up 7. So now with 10 minutes left to go in that third quarter, it is Oakland 17, Bradley Central 10. Walker Valley still trails West 21-3, and East Robertson scores first with about 5 minutes left in the first quarter over York Institute 7-0.
You working the shoulder right there?
Yep.
Looked like he had some kinesio tape on the back of that shoulder just a little bit. That's supposed to help stabilize the joint. My son used to wear that. He called it hokum tape because it never worked for him.
So here is Oliver Springs empty again. But I only see 4 wide receivers. Are they short a guy, or they got a tight end in there? Bokey swings it out, and that pass ball is incomplete as Adkins dropped it, and that was the right decision.
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably a good thing.
That's the year.
So 3rd and 4. You see on your screen there, Martavius Collins, that number 13. That's a Power 5 recruit.
6'4".
Big old guy.
You can't coach 6'4".
No, 260 pounds. As here is Bokey. Bokey throws this one incomplete. I guess trying to set up the screen, but he had a lot of pressure coming at him, so maybe lets that go a little bit early. We see on the Chuck Flashman replay. So now Oliver Springs will have to punt.
Yeah, they've got a little room. I mean, they're not standing on the back of the line of the end zone. But South Pittsburg should get this ball in pretty good field position.
So Adkins takes a snap, punts this one away, gets it off, and that will be fielded. No, it's muffed at the 40-yard line, and that's where Wallace will be tackled.
Wow.
So still good field position, but not as good as they probably had hoped.
No. And if he had caught it that one clean, he had some running room.
For sure.
And they had good pressure on the kicker as well. The kicker did a good job, or the punter did a good job getting that ball out.
So here is South Pitt with the Hammers 1st and 10. Ferrier sends a man in motion. That is Wallace. Wallace runs out of room, and he will be tackled in the backfield for a loss. This will be a loss of 5, and that will make it 2nd and 15.
Yeah, they're slanting to that side, the wing side, and they're beating South Pittsburg to the punch right there. That play only works if you can catch the edge, and they couldn't catch the edge there. Now, the adjustment off of that is you're going to see the same motion. They're going to run the counter back the other side.
We'll see if we see it. 2nd and 17. I'm sorry, 2nd and 16. And quarterback keeper for Ferrier, and Ferrier picks up 1, and that's it.
Yeah.
3rd and 15.
And now you're 3rd down. Probably need to throw the ball.
And for Oliver Springs, Carson Nivens just plugged the hole that Ferrier was trying to get through. Jamarian Ferrier, if you are just joining us, having to step in and play quarterback because the starting quarterback injured early in that first quarter, Camden Wellington, and we've seen him sparingly, but I don't think we'll see him again.
Yeah, play clock's down to 2.
So South Pittsburg has to call a timeout. This timeout brought to you by Patterson's Appliances, proudly serving your community since 1965 because they care.
This holiday season, we invite you to join generations of families who have trusted Ray Varner Ford in Clinton as their car buying tradition. Let us fill your hearts with joy in your driveway with a new Ford, like this 2023 Ford Escape, $31,990. A 2024 Ford Edge all-wheel drive SEL, $41,980. 2023 Ford F-150, $35,654. Local you trust, a tradition you can afford. Ray Varner Ford, your East Tennessee Ford dealership.
Back to the OEB Law game of the week. Aaron Harvey, Coach Dan Shoemaker. See if we can get you a couple more scores of interest. Let me see what we got here, if anything has changed. Nope, doesn't look like it. Everything's still the same from as we told you before. As South Pittsburg will come back out facing a 3rd and 15 at the Oliver Springs 46-yard line. So Jamarian Ferrier playing that quarterback position. He'll send an H-back out to the right. And starting running back, Jamichael Buckner, also to the right. And Buckner will get it going left.
Counter.
There's the counter that you were talking about. Buckner picks up about 5 yards, about 4 yards, and that'll make it 4th and 11.
Here comes the punt team. Yeah, there was a counter. It just didn't fool anybody on the Oliver Springs side. They stayed home, played good assignment football right there. Gave up 5-6 yards, but on 3rd and 18.
Fake the jet sweep to Kelly. So now, back into punt. This is Bivens for South Pitt, standing at about his own 45-yard line. Catches it. Gets it up. Jet calls for a fair catch at the 15-yard line. And that's where Oliver Springs will take over. We're midway through the 3rd quarter, and no one has scored in the second half so far.
No, good pressure on the punt. Oliver Springs was going for the block that time. Good protection, though. They got the punt off. That's what you want.
And you see on the right side of your screen. Oh, here's the play. That's the play Wellington was hurt on. And so if you're looking at that, it doesn't look like much. So not exactly sure what happened, but he was in a lot of pain. As now empty set again for Oliver Springs. Bokey in the backfield. Low snap. Steps up in the pocket. He's going to keep it himself, and Bokey gets to about the 20-yard line. Pick up a 5. Will make it 2nd and 5.
Good positive play on 1st down. Going empty when they go empty, they've got to lighten the box up. South Pittsburg does, and that gives them ability to run inside just a little bit.
So 5 yards, good pickup on first down. As here is Bokey empty again. 3 wide outs to the short side of the field, and he will get this one out to Day. Day makes 2 guys miss. He's up the sideline. He's to midfield, and finally run down from behind by Logan Hargis, but Day has a huge gain, and Oliver Springs is on the positive side of the field. And I tell you what, that was not a lateral.
No, that was definitely forward.
If Day wasn't catching that one was incomplete. So ball spotted at the 45-yard line, and we've got an injured player on the field.
Looks like Gilly's down with some cramps maybe in that left leg.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. He just waited for a trainer to come out, help stretch him out. So, Oliver Springs battling back.
It's unusual to see cramps this late in the season, especially as cold as it is.
Upperman has picked off a pass in the Greenville end zone, and that keeps the Green Devils out of the end zone. Upperman still leads 14-7.
Wow.
Hey, I want to say a big thank you again, our sponsors, S&S Siding, Windows and Roofing, family owned and operated for 32 years. Free estimates and always hiring experienced siding hangers. Call the number on your screen there, 865-898-2424. Also, Big Orange Tree Service with Mayor Jason Stiltner. No job too big, too small. Fully insured and qualified. They do tree removal, stump grinding, leaf cleanup, gutter cleaning. Call 865-414-5499. And also a big thank you to VIP Family Home Care, locally owned and operated. Started by nurses with 30-plus years of combined experience providing care for DEEOIC claimants. And you can give them a call, 865-730-6957. As Oliver Springs now with a Hammers 1st and 10. Bokey out of that empty set again, and I think I mentioned it earlier, but Benton back in the game for Oliver Springs. Bokey takes a snap. Over the middle, it passes almost. Ooh, man, 3 people had a chance at that one.
They sure did.
At first for South Pittsburg, it looked like Ronye Tipton had a chance at it. Then Dakota Adkins tipped it, and then Rakash Kelly had a chance at it for South Pittsburg.
Now, the one thing I noticed on that play, you saw the defensive front for South Pittsburg run some what we call TE stunts. The tackles inside, ends inside, tackles outside. And Oliver Springs picked up the protection very well right there.
Oliver Springs coming out of that empty set. They'll send Adkins in motion from left to right. Handoff in the backfield. And back to the original line of scrimmage. That was to Jet. So 3rd and 10 coming up for Oliver Springs.
Farrier on the tackle right there. He fielded really hard.
Yeah, and you saw on the Chuck Fleischman replay right there, Farrier was being engaged by Day and just came right off of that block.
Yeah, he blew up the initial block and made the tackle.
So I'm sure in Jet's mind, he saw some space there, but it went away quickly. So here's Benton on Benton. It's not Benton, as I meant Bokey, and Bokey throws a pass complete to Jet. And Jet, in middle of 3 white shirts, goes up in the air to get that one.
And brought it down.
High points the football.
I think Oliver Springs is going to keep the offense out there.
That is unbelievable. It was played very well by Logan Hargis for South Pittsburg, but Jet somehow came down with that. And Oliver Springs, like you said, will leave the offense onto the field facing a 4th and 4.
Big play right here.
So here's Bokey. tries to get his team set up. We've got a tight formation with Day in the backfield, only one man out, and that is Benton.
Trying to pull them off sides.
And it doesn't work, so Boki, with the play clock running down, will have to take a timeout, which is brought to you by Patterson's Appliances. They service what they sell with in-house factory-trained appliance service technicians.
Building a life is different for everyone because everyone is different. That's why State Farm is there. Contact local agent Vanessa Brown for your personal quote today.
Back to the OEB Law. Game of the week. Aaron Harvey, Coach Dan Shoemaker. So Oliver Springs facing a 4th and 4. Came out, tried to draw South Pitt offsides. It didn't work. Big thank you, we'd like to say, to Phillips Seamless Guttering and Roof Repair. 30-plus years of experience, proudly supporting the Bobcats. And how about number 78, Tyler Phillips? Give a call, 865-705-6858.
Be interesting to see the play call here. I think they were onto something when they were going to the empty set, which gave them a lighter box. Now South Pittsburg is going to really load the box here.
Now, Jaquan Benton split out way wide to the left, and that is where Oliver Springs will run the football with Jackson Jett, and Jett is stopped short of the line to gain and turns the ball over on downs. Ball will be spotted about the 37-yard line. As you see the Chuck Fleischman replay. Good thought.
Yeah, last week, critical 4th down, that was the same play. Different result tonight, though. That South Pittsburg defense runs to the ball pretty well.
So 3:26 left to go in this third quarter. As Ferrier back out there playing quarterback, handoff goes to Buckner. Buckner finds some running room on a little stretch play and pickup of probably about 5.
About 5, yeah, that wasn't a bad play. They did get to the edge.
Credit Jackson Jett with the tackle there. We'll say that they gave him 6, which will bring up a 2nd and 4. So Kevin Gilly in motion from left to right, and here is Ferrier on a keeper, and Ferrier loses the football. Jackson Jett falls on it, and Jackson Jett has his 2nd turnover of the game for Oliver Springs.
Wow.
Jamarian Ferrier broke into the open field.
Yeah, he catches the seam, and I think he's going to score right here.
So who gets it? Jett.
Jett strips it.
Jett strips it and then falls on it. Oliver Springs takes over with the Hammers 1st and 10. Ball spotted just across the 25-yard line.
Like we're going empty again.
That's exactly right. 3 wide outs to the short side of the field, over to the right. Boki takes a snap. Pump and go. He's got Benton there. That pass is complete. Benton in a foot race, and he is going to win it. Touchdown, Oliver Springs.
Wow.
74 yards, and now a flag comes out in the end zone for maybe some jawing.
Talk about taking the top off of a defense right here.
South Pitt bid on the fake, and Benton had nobody but himself
Did we ever get a call from the White Hat?
We just saw the Chuck Fleischman replay. I believe this is something extracurriculars. Should be unsportsmanlike. No, they're going to call a personal foul for Jackson Jett. Came in late after that touchdown. As you see Mr. White Hat on your screen there talking to Coach Harper.
You see how he called the second official up?
Yeah.
That's the witness against you when he's telling you something.
Yeah.
He gets it wrong.
So here is Boki on to attempt this extra point. Snap, set, kick is blocked. It's blocked, and it cannot be moved forward in high school. So the Bobcats only come up with 6. They still trail this game by 11 with 2:21 left to go in the third quarter. Coming up and getting that block, Logan Hargis for South Pittsburg. But new score, 17-6, South Pitt over Oliver Springs.
Kathy May Martin has been making real estate dreams a reality for over 3 decades. Buying or selling real estate is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. Choosing the right realtor is next. Thinking of buying or selling? Call Kathy May Martin at Coldwell Banker Jim Henry & Associates for all your real estate needs. Rest assured, with Kathy's knowledge and experience, you will be on the winning team.
We are back at the OEB Law Game of the Week. Aaron Harvey, Coach Dan Shoemaker, as Oliver Springs gets ready to kick this football off. And the Bobcats backed up 15 yards for a personal foul. And here's a replay. And if you'll stick around for the end of this replay, you'll see Jett come into the picture. But there is Benton. And for South Pitt, covering him was Caden Pace. Pace bit on the pump fake. So here's Benton. He's in the end zone. And then Jett came in there to celebrate with Benton, nicked Pace, and they called flag.
That's ridiculous. I'm sorry, I don't badmouth referees on the broadcast, but that's ridiculous.
I agree. And here is the onside kick, and again, South Pittsburg able to cover this one up. And so really, really good field position for the Pirates here.
It really is.
Ball spotted at the 39-yard line.
Of course, they're playing some really good defense right now. Oliver Springs is.
Yeah, and again, if you're South Pitt, you don't come into this game planning on not having your starting quarterback.
No, and that closes so much of your playbook.
So here is Ferrier, split backs in the backfield. Takes the shotgun snap, and he will keep it himself. And Ferrier is down at the 38.
Maybe a yard.
Yeah, they'll give him the 38. That's a pickup of 1. Which brings up 2nd and 9.
They lined up with 2 backs and just led them up in there with the quarterback keep. Oliver Springs has that one diagnosed pretty well.
Now Ferrier. H-back lined up to the right, and that is where the running back, Buckner, will take it. And Buckner gets up to the 36-yard line, a pickup of 2. And that will bring up 3rd and 7.
Cole Jackson got nailed dead in the back behind that on the pile right there, and he's wanting to let everybody know about it. A 3rd and 7 here.
Ferrier, keeper again, and this time he is in the second. The second level, Ferrier this time gets to the end zone. Touchdown, South Pitt. Didn't fumble that time. So you see the Chuck Fleischman replay here. Started to the left and then found a little crease right up the middle and then wins the foot race to the end zone.
Yeah, he had a little cutback inside there, and they just kind of overran it just a step. You're so worried about getting outside with that speed, sometimes you overrun the cutback.
So here is Alex Phillips on to attempt the extra point, and it is up, and it is good. So new score again with 42 seconds left to go in the third quarter. It is South Pitt 24, Oliver Springs 6 on the OEB Law Game of the Week.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks. We're trying to hear. Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
My kid heard that solo.
You saying I did?
Yeah,
Back to the OEB Law Game of the Week. So Oliver Springs scored. And then South Pittsburg quickly followed it up with a score of their own. But because the Bobcats' field goal was blocked, South Pitt nets a point. 1 point advantage in the third quarter.
Yeah, that trade-off gave a 1 point advantage. We played most of that third quarter with nothing, and then we get two scores within a minute.
So here is the kickoff, and this is long, and it will be taken by Mason Day. Day, this time coverage is good for South Pitt.
That's good coverage right there.
As Oliver Springs will have it with a Hammers 1st and 10, it looks to be about the 22-yard line. So they kicked it off to the left, and Day tried to reverse the field here.
Too many white shirts.
So just 36 and a half seconds remain in this third quarter. And score of interest, Bradley Central's tied it up with Oakland, 17 all. Here's Bokey. Split backs in the backfield, handoff. And not much there. And that's for Jackson Jett, and this might be the final play of the third quarter.
I think so.
We'll see the Chuck Fleischman replay here. There's nothing there. That's big number 13, Martavius Collins.
Yeah, Collins had a little suplex there on the end. A little finish move.
And Oliver Springs will let this clock run out, and that will be the end of the third quarter. So Oliver Springs scored to cut into that South Pittsburg lead, but the Pirates followed up with 7 of their own. And so your score going into the fourth quarter, it is South Pitt 24, Oliver Springs 6. Law Game of the Week as we get set to begin this fourth quarter. We were shown a stat earlier in the week that South Pittsburg had posted saying that they have more mercy rule games than any other team in the state of Tennessee. So that's something that they bragged on. And if you don't know what the mercy rule is, it's in the second half. If you were up by 30 in the second half, you get a running clock for the rest, until the other team gets it below 30 or 30 of the game.
35.
So
is it 30 now?
I thought they changed it.
Oh, okay.
And so
I did not know that, guys.
That is not what is happening in this game so far, as again Bokey goes through the air, tries to get Jet. Jet gets a hand on it, but that is it. And that'll make it 3rd and 10 for Oliver Springs.
Yeah, I like the concept there. They're kind of rotating the coverage over to Jet's side. I think I would run back something from the backside back through the middle. Would probably be open, especially out of this empty set.
So here is Liam Bokey, empty set, looking. Now he's going to throw way downfield and overthrew everybody, trying to hit Benton. And Benton had his man beat, but could not get to that pass. So Oliver Springs going to have to punt. I don't think Benton knew the ball was coming.
No, I don't either.
Because if he did, I feel like he could have turned it on a little bit.
Turned it on just a step or two.
So Adkins back to punt this one deep again. A.J. Wallace and Rakash Kelly back deep to receive. Adkins' punt is... it goes with a sideways spin and falls dead at the 50.
Right there at the midfield.
So South Pitt will have a Hammers 1st and 10.
I wish I could get my pitching wedge to lay down like that.
Golf is a sport that I've done maybe, 9-10 times in my life, and it is every bit as hard as they say it is.
Oh, it's frustrating.
It is.
It's preparation for life.
Look at that pizza on your screen. That comes from Partners Pizza, always serving up something delicious. And you can call them and put in an order, 423-346-6437. I'm a lifelong patron of Partners Pizza. I believe in it. It is delicious. As here on this first down, South Pitt with a run.
Yeah, they got jammed inside, and he was just able to bounce and spin and get outside. Is that Ferrier?
Yeah, it is. And now we've got flag coming out. I see a flag toward where the South Pitt players were and a flag toward where the Oliver Springs players were. So this one's getting a little bit mouthy.
Yeah, I was looking at the replay. I didn't see what happened there.
I know if you are Coach Wes Stone, though, right now it looks like you're going to be playing for a state championship next week. And so you've got to tell your players, hey, you get thrown out of this thing, you don't get to play next week in Chattanooga.
Can you see how those officials are writing down numbers?
Yeah.
That means there's somebody specifically getting a call. And if you get 2 of those in a game, you're done this week and you sit out next week.
We'll get the official call from Mr. Whitehat. Unsportsmanlike conduct on South Pittsburg, on Oliver Springs. Calls offset, and South Pitt will be facing a 2nd and 4.
And he's going to go report to Coach Stone. Hey, we got this number. And he'll have to go report to Coach Harper as well. And here he goes.
Scoring update. Just a little over 3 minutes left to go in the game. Upperman leads over Greenville 21-7.
Wow, who'd have thought that?
So it looks like the Bees.
I think you called that one, didn't you?
I didn't pick a winner in that one, but I knew Upperman was tough. That wasn't going to be a game Greenville just went in there and just bulldozed like they had done in the past on their way to state championships. And again, that game features the first one so far in this playoffs that has featured 2 undefeated teams. 120 games in.
Now, I think these officials are getting ready to get this game under control, if you know what I mean.
So you better check yourself before you wreck your chances.
Before you wreck yourself. That's exactly right.
So here's Farrier. Handoff goes to Buckner. Buckner looks for running room over right guard and picks up about 3. We'll bring up 3rd and short.
Bobcats. 3rd and 1 for the Pirates.
3rd down.
And in this situation, if Oliver Springs stops them, I got to think they might punt the football away.
They probably would.
Just for field position. So here is Farrier on the keeper. Doesn't matter. He's got the first down.
He does.
Picks up about 3. Then that'll bring up a Hammers 1st and 10. Didn't need much. Didn't get much. Got enough, though.
Got enough. Yeah, you got this thing going on out on the outside there.
Some extracurriculars there. They didn't throw a flag, but that was between Dakota Adkins and Kashawn Powell.
Yeah, you would hate to see a young man make a decision right now that would cost him a championship game next week.
And this looks like a new back in the game. This is Powell.
That was Powell, wasn't it? Yeah.
And now
there's the flags.
More flags. And I asked South Pitt fans there,
they're not happy.
Livid.
Let's see what we got.
We'll get the call here in a second. And this 4th quarter is already taking a long time.
This white hat's getting his steps in tonight. Do we know where this crew's from?
Maybe Knoxville. Greenville has scored with 2:39 left to go in the game. Upperman 21, Green Devils 14. So an illegal shift. And then a personal foul on both teams. Those are offsetting. So you'll have a net loss of 5 yards here. And it will be a Hammers 1st and 15. We'll see. Let's see what happens here.
Okay. Yeah, no, you know, in situations like that, I know why they go both ways with it. But I dislike the ability to do that from the standpoint it's a bailout.
Yeah. Yeah, Oliver Springs definitely didn't think that was going the other way.
No.
They thought that would have been on South Pittsburg only.
Now he's going to report to Coach Stone. Now, if I'm Coach Harper, he needs to come talk to me.
And we're going to chat a little bit more. And Mr. Whitehat's going to go talk to Coach Stone another time. What is going on?
Yeah, we got something going on with a fan.
South Pitt telling their fans to get loud, and they are, and Oliver Springs fans are answering. Press box is shaking.
The shit, yeah.
We've got a great atmosphere here in an 18-point ball game in the fourth quarter. South Pitt quickly up to the line. 3 seconds on the play clock, and the Pirates. No. Oliver Springs takes a timeout with the play clock running down.
Wow, okay.
This timeout brought to you by Patterson's Appliances. Hiring now for sales, delivery techs, and service techs. Find them on Indeed to apply.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Contact local agent Vanessa Brown for your personal price plan today.
And here we are back at the OEB Law Game of the Week. How about some scores of interest for you? Alcoa leads over Giles County 35-7. That one early in the fourth quarter. Oakland leading over Bradley Central 24-17. That one with about 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It is still halftime. Or the last update I have is it's halftime. West is leading over Walker Valley 24-3, and it's almost halftime. East Robertson leading over York Institute 14-7. All right, I think we've gone like 10 minutes in real time without playing any football.
And now the Whiteheads talking to the team captains and saying, hey, we're going to clean this up. Let's play a good ball game.
All right, first and 15. Handoff goes to Buckner. Buckner picks up about 4. And again, we've got...
I don't understand this.
We've got some jawing, I guess. You see Buckner.
He got tackled.
He's down.
Now he's up wanting to fight.
Second and 11.
Coach Stone pulled him out.
Well, if you're going to have to go play a state championship game next week, you don't want to do it without Jamichael Buckner.
You want him on your team. Yeah, you do.
So here we go. Ferrier's going to throw this thing. Pretty good look at it, and we've got a pass interference.
We sure do.
And that's a good call.
Yeah, that was a good call.
So Ferrier, that's a pretty good ball. And you see Jet didn't even try.
No, I think the ball was enough inside. Had he got his head around, he might have been able to pick that one.
I think so as well. What I hope is not happening is I hope Oliver Springs isn't conceding that they're going to lose this football game, and so they just want to leave a mark.
Right.
That's what I hope is not happening, because this is an 18-point game. You've played very well in the second half. You've played very well. There's still time on this clock.
Yeah, this one's not done yet by any stretch.
So Ferrier with Powell in the backfield with him. Takes the snap, handoff goes to Powell. Powell over right guard, and Powell still on his feet. And Powell knocked out of bounds just before the goal line. It'll be first and goal, South Pitt, from the 1.
Yeah. He just found that crease inside.
And we got a flag on the field. Surprise, surprise. Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Oliver Springs.
That cost you half a yard. And we're writing down a number. Yeah.
It's a final. Upperman defeats Greenville 21-14. The Bees going to Chattanooga.
The Baxter Bees headed to Chattown.
They'll play Haywood or Pearl Cone. And an update on that score in case anyone is wondering. Pearl Cone in the second quarter leads over Haywood 21-14. Pearl Cone, the team that made it to the state championship last year before falling to those Anderson County Mavericks. A lot of people thought they might be back this year, and certainly they've got a great chance at that. So South Pitt's going to take a timeout. They'll have it first and goal from the half-yard line when we get back. This timeout brought to you by Patterson's Appliances. Follow them on Facebook for appliance specials, job postings, and more. But let's continue to talk about some of our sponsors. And this time, we'll tell you about Devaney's Eats and Treats. Family-owned and operated business in the heart of downtown Oliver Springs, known for the famous Devaney hot dogs and Hershey's ice cream. And look at that. What is it? Is that barbecue nachos? Whoa. Mouth-watering. They plan to reopen in the spring of 2024, but in the meantime, they do cater. So call that number on your screen, 865-388-6912. Also, James Brummett Insurance. And you can find more information from them at jamesbrummettinsurance.com. But the agency is there to provide you with personalized service and experience that are rarely found in the insurance industry today. Come by or call. They'd love to meet you. 865-435-0664. And Southern Hospitality Catering. Robbie Ollis and the Southern Hospitality Catering team know how to make your event unforgettable. Give them a call, 865-382-7870 for your next event. That is Southern Hospitality Catering. Out of the timeout.
What's everybody yelling?
South Pitt, Ferrier in the backfield. He'll do the quarterback keeper. And he's in. Touchdown, Pirates.
If you can get a look at that formation, that was the single wing formation.
And in at that wing position was big number 13, Martavius Collins.
Yeah.
And Cole Jackson didn't think that he was in. In fact, he's saying the ball was out.
He's saying the ball was out.
Ooh. So Alex Phillips on to attempt the extra point for South Pitt. Snap, set, kick is on the way. That kick is good. So South Pittsburg puts 7 more on the board. Your new score here is South Pittsburg 31, Oliver Springs 6 in your OEB Law Game of the Week.
Patterson's Appliances has been helping families like yours find quality home appliances from trusted brands including Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid for over 55 years. Our knowledgeable appliance specialists know how to outfit your kitchen or laundry room with the right appliances to meet your needs. We service what we sell with our own in-house factory-trained service technicians, and for the DIYers, our parts department is always ready to help customers find the appliance parts they need. Patterson's Home Appliances, because we care.
Back at the OEB Law game of the week, Oakland puts another on the board as well. It is the Patriots leading over Bradley Central, undefeated Bradley Central, 31-17. That one is halfway through the fourth quarter. As we get set for another kickoff here. Now, the winner of this game looks like it's going to be South Pittsburg. Next week, they will play the winner of Dresden and McKenzie. And that game is at halftime. Dresden, undefeated, leads over McKenzie 14-0 at halftime. So here is the kickoff from Phillips, and it will be fielded by Jett. Jett reverses his field, finds a crease up the middle. Jackson Jett still on his feet. Jackson Jett still on his feet. And again, the kicker has to save the day. That's the second time this game, as Jett returns it all the way up to the 45-yard line of South Pittsburg. My goodness.
Now, I'm not a special teams expert, but I wouldn't kick it to Jett if I were South Pittsburg. Because every time he touches the ball on the kickoff, he's gotten really great return.
And breaks free right there, too. And then it takes the kicker again. Staying home and getting that stop. So Oliver Springs with the Hammers 1st and 10 comes out with an empty set. Here is Liam Bokey. Bokey quickly gets it out to Adkins. Adkins finds running room around the left edge, and he will put his head down, bowl a defender over, and he'll be a yard shy of the line to gain. Pickup of 9 makes it 2nd and 1. Adkins is one of only 3 seniors on this Oliver Springs team.
Yeah, that's impressive. You know, as bright as this team is now, they're not going to lose a lot next year.
Nope. So empty set again, Bokey. Now he'll throw it the other way. This goes to Benton. Benton has the sideline, and he is run out of bounds at the 25. That's enough for a Hammers 1st and 10. Pickup of right at about 10.
Nice little catch. You know, those aren't really big, long touchdown plays, but they're very efficient in the offense.
Jett in motion will get the sweep, and flags come out, blowing this one dead. False start. That will back Oliver Springs back 5 yards. That'll be a Hammers 1st and 15.
When they go empty, that is just spreading this South Pittsburg defense out enough to give them room to work. And so I like that adjustment.
Now they put Day in the backfield with Bokey. Day gets the carry. Still on his feet, dives forward. Gets about to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a yard shy of that. Pickup of 4 will bring up 2nd and 11.
Yeah, they're pretty tough straight ahead.
And 4 yards on 1st down is not bad. It's
no,
good.
that keeps you on schedule.
But Oliver Springs was behind the chains as well, so
right.
4 yards doesn't even get you to the original line of scrimmage.
21-7 late in the second.
So 3 wide outs to the left, 1 to the right. Bokey with Day. Bokey's going to send Day out. Day catches the football, makes the first guy miss, and now he's going to be gang tackled. A loss on that play will make it 3rd and long.
Yeah, too much speed on the field. because while the first guy is missing, there's 3 more running to the ball.
Loses 3, so that makes it 3rd and 14. And here's the Chuck Fleischman replay. Does make that first guy miss, but then
they close up.
Bokey, empty set again. Looks, now he's going to roll out to his right. Keeps his eyes upfield, lets it go. That pass is intercepted.
Oh, my goodness.
Picked off that time by Caden Pace. And I want to see that. If we get to see that Chuck Fleischman replay. Looks like you had 2 guys for Oliver Springs on different levels. Yeah. So I wonder if that was going today.
It might have been.
And he just overthrew it just a little bit.
Yeah, the spacing right there. I got a little questionable. Of course, it's scramble drill, right? And everybody starts doing their thing on scramble drill.
So South Pittsburg takes over. Hammers 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. And Powell into the game. He's taking direct snaps now. And he gets it up to the 15-yard line. So pick up of a couple. Bring up 2nd and long.
Tackle by number 72, Thomas Albert of the Bobcats.
Yeah, that's of course the clock's working against you now if you're Oliver Springs.
Yeah.
You kind of, if you're South Pittsburg, you know, you want to work this clock, take your time. Get the play clock down into single digits before you snap.
Yeah, and I think, as Brad just pointed out, I think all those players are new for South Pitt right now. As Powell is stopped.
Yeah, I think you're right. Just looking at a lot of clean jerseys out there right now.
And Powell. Did his helmet come off? His helmet came off. He'll have to come out of the game.
There he goes.
So we'll see what South Pitt. I think South Pitt sends Farrier back out there. They're going to have to do something. See those Pirates players. They're waiting. I believe they're going to run it down and take a timeout.
What it looks like.
Yeah, 5 seconds to play out. And then that will allow Powell to be able to come back into the game for this 3rd down play. And that is what they do. South Pitt takes a timeout, 4:04 left to go in this game. This timeout brought to you by Patterson's Appliances. Follow them on Facebook for appliance specials, job postings, and more. Coach Dan Shoemaker on for the final time this season. Man, 15 games. It's been a long season. Sometimes you don't get to make it all the way to the semifinals where you're calling games, but we've been pretty fortunate the last couple of years to be able to do that, and fortunate to be able to do that this year as well. I want to say big thank you. You see on your screen there, Melrose Title Company. Seamless real estate experience. You got to trust Melrose Title Company, conveniently located at 715 Walden Avenue in Harriman. Their full-time attorneys, settlement officers, and support staff work tirelessly to guarantee a smooth and pleasant transaction from start to finish. Give them a call, 865-590-6360. Melrose Title Company. So on for a 3rd and about 12, I guess. And that is Brandon Goldsmith in the game now.
Quarterback keep.
And Goldsmith gets the edge, and he will be pushed out of bounds at the 20-yard line. And that is not enough for a first down. He's going to be 2 yards shy. So now you wonder if South Pitt punts this football away. And honestly, if you look at the end of this play, I think Oliver Springs is fortunate that a flag wasn't thrown here.
Yeah, it got a little chippy there on the right there. He was out of bounds, in the process of going out of bounds, but out of bounds.
So South Pitt going to punt. Jackson Jett back deep to receive. Punt this football away is Jacob Bivens. And got flags on the play. Or do we have a timeout? Nope, delay a game.
Delay a game.
The clock was stopped too, so running the play clock down doesn't help you out any there.
No, I think they were just trying to get everybody back out on the punt team, back out there.
Well, if you got a roster of new players out there, I suppose that's something that can happen. Bivens, his punt is high, end over ender. Jackson Jett calls for the fair catch, and he makes it at the South Pitt 46-yard line, and that's where the Bobcats will have a Hammers 1st and 10.
It'd be interesting to see what Oliver Springs does here.
Big thank you again, Diana and Glenn Haney, Sandra and Mike McClure, for the personal donations, and also the donation from Eddie Kelly in memory of former Oliver Springs Mayor Ed Kelly. Thank you for helping us get this game on the air. For everyone who couldn't be here in attendance tonight. So here's Oliver Springs with the 1st and 10. Adkins in motion. He will get the jet sweep. Adkins tries to get the edge, and he will not. A flag comes out, which is almost always on the offense.
Where that one is, it usually is. You're right.
So that is a hold on Oliver Springs. That'll back them up 10 yards.
Ooh.
I think they called it on Day.
I think they did.
But I don't think Day was really holding there.
Well, it looked like he had a hold, and when he started down, the guy went with him.
I almost saw it the other way around.
You saw the other guy pulling him down?
Yeah. So here's the Chuck Fleischman replay. You see, there's Day. Yeah, okay, I definitely see what you're talking about now. Here is Jaquan Benton. Benton gets the carry, gets the sidelines, and he's run out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 31-yard line. That is enough for a Hammers 1st and 10, pickup of 25 on the play.
Yeah, that was a nice throw and catch, and then just a nice run after the catch.
And South Pitt looks like they're putting the starters back.
They're bringing the number ones back. They sure are.
So this is one of those situations where I don't know if Coach Stone just expected Oliver Springs to just quit, as here is Day on the carry, or expected Oliver Springs maybe to put, their second team in. But Oliver Springs, they've only got 29 people on their roster.
They dressed, I think, 23, 24.
Yeah.
What I counted during the warm-ups.
Yeah. And you've got some seniors on this team. You're going to let them ride this thing out. You're not going to quit. I get it. Here is Bokey, and throws this out to Atkins. That pass is incomplete, and that'll make it 2nd and 10. So do you think that's what Coach Stone was thinking there?
No, I think he thought, I'll put my younger guys in and we'll keep them contained.
And it wasn't happening.
And when it didn't happen, he said, well, I'm not going to let these guys score. So.
Gotcha. Clock stopped at 2:56. Second and 10. Ball to 21. Bokey has Day in the backfield with him. 3 wide outs to the left, 1 to the right. Bokey rolls, and that pass was almost picked off.
Yeah.
South Pitt read that all the way. And Bokey is talking to Benton.
Little throwback screen.
Trying to get a quick screen to Benton on the far side.
That could have been going the other way real easily.
Benton may be expecting Bokey to not throw that one. So now empty set again on 3rd and 10. Bokey takes a snap, drops, lets this one go. This pass is incomplete. Oh, man. And Jordan Gray was wide open because his defender fell down. You see there's a guy for South Pitt is injured.
Yeah.
That was the guy guarding Gray, and he fell down around the line of scrimmage.
Right. And he breaks to the inside. Yeah.
And Gray is sitting there, hey, here I am.
Fourth down.
4th and 10. Ball on the 21. Tons of time on the play clock. I don't know if they started it late.
It had to start late.
20 seconds on the play clock right now. And the officials call a timeout themselves. There's it's for the injured player. Injured on the play for South Pitt is Logan Hargis. I know he had trouble with a cramp earlier, but this looks like maybe, hopefully not more than a cramp right now.
Hopefully that's all it is. Because once you start cramping, it's really hard to get the hydration going.
Need some pickle juice?
Pickle juice works, they tell me. I've never used it.
It's for the sodium. The sodium is an electrolyte. Bokey on this 4th down takes a snap. Under pressure, rolls to his left, keeps his eyes upfield, lets it go. That pass is incomplete.
Is he all right?
Gray took a shot. And he's in pain.
Yeah, that was a big shot.
Took his helmet off. Trainer comes out on the field. Let's see the Chuck Fleischman replay. Bokey lets it go. And then, man, Gray had a chance at that. And then, whew. And Kelly with a big hit to break that ball up.
Yeah, I think he knocked every bit of air out of his diaphragm there.
Yeah, because other than that, Gray looks okay.
And you hit the ground and, you're not breathing and you're trying to get that breath. It's not a good feeling.
Certainly not fun. So, see this Chuck Fleischman replay one last time. Oof, that was a big hit. Coming from Rakash Kelly. So now South Pittsburgh's offense comes back out onto the field. Hammers 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Got the young ones back in.
And again, Powell takes the direct snap. He'll hand it off, and this goes to Anthony Gibbs Jr. And Gibbs gets the sideline. He's got Jet to beat, and Jet finally knocks him out of bounds, but he is in Oliver Springs territory.
He's got some wheels too now. Once he clears the edge right here, there he goes.
Oliver Springs, you saw Sebastian Keith there grab a towel instead of the jersey. He did well to grab it.
I was going to say he's trying to grab anything he can grab.
But that towel came right out. So now, ball spotted at the 31-yard line of Oliver Springs. And look, I think we're getting set for a trick play here maybe. No, it's Powell on the keeper.
They had that one diagnosed pretty well.
He set this guy low right here. And then you can send him out for a pass.
Yeah.
Oliver Springs maybe doesn't see him. You see, at least one team runs that in a bowl game every year.
Yeah. I'm not sure where he was going to go or what he was going to do out of that.
No gain on that play, makes it second and 10.
Same thing here.
Yeah, down again. And this time just sets up for a block. And Powell is knocked out of bounds after a pickup of about 7. We'll bring up 3rd and short. And they're not going to stop the clock here.
No. I think the officials are ready to go home. Yeah.
So 3rd and a long 2. As we approach 1 minute left to go in this football game. Ten seconds on the play clock. Powell brings his team back up to the line. And quarterback keeper, and Powell is stopped. See where they mark him. Looks like they give him the 18. He's going to be short 2 yards, but the play clock and the game clock are about even.
Game clock is just a touch ahead.
So Coach Tyler Harper could call a timeout if he wanted to, but that, I think, would be bad form. Just going to let this one go to the house. Tell South Pittsburg good luck next week and move forward. South Pittsburg comes to DJ Britton Field, knocks off the Bobcats, and they will move on to Chattanooga to play in a state championship game against either Dresden or McKenzie.
Well played on both sides. South Pittsburg had a little more opportunity on the field there. They're hard to contain, and I think Oliver Springs had their opportunities, and but South Pittsburg is a very good football team.
They are. They've been here, done that. They said it. It was on their sign for Oliver Springs, and I know. It's not really a consolation, but the opening game of the season, you go down to South Pitt and you lose 56-0. But here you are in the semifinals of the playoff, and of course it's at home, it's not on the road, but you get beat by South Pitt by a final score of 31-6, and so again, you don't want a consolation prize by just saying, well, hey, we got closer than it was the first time around, but you do see how this Oliver Springs team grew in 15 weeks. And this is an Auburn Springs team that loses just 3 seniors.
Right. And I think there's a couple of things you can take away from it. You never want those moral victories, right? But you, as I said in the pregame, you get to measure yourself. And I think they have seen that improvement this year. And like you said, they only lose 3 players, so most of the nucleus of that team will be back next year.
Yeah, and so we had Coalfield, Auburn Springs. They played in the quarterfinals last week, and Auburn Springs got that victory, 20-13. Well, that Coalfield team was young too. They only had 7 seniors.
Yes.
And so you look at Region 2 Single A next year, and you expect Rockwood. They were really young this year. They'll get better under Coach John Webb. Region 2 Single A should be a lot of fun next year, and it will be Coalfield and Auburn Springs right back in the driver's seat, I would think, and that's going to be a couple of really good battles next year as well.
I think one wild card there too is Greenback. What are they going to do next year?
That's a good point.
I don't know their roster. We didn't really have them. I just kind of watched them preparing for other teams that they'd played that we were covering. But, I think that with the tradition they have, they'll be back as well. So there's another potential candidate there. Oakdale, I think they lose several seniors this year, so it'll be interesting to see.
And again, here's the play where Camden Wellington got hurt, and we didn't see him the entire second half. We barely saw him anymore after that in the first half. But, you see a player of Wellington's caliber, and you get a little bit excited to see them play. And we didn't really get to see him play all that much because he was injured right here.
Yeah, and it doesn't really look like the big bone-crushing injury.
No. Jet got him.
Yeah, just kind of at the
dove for him, and then maybe his leg gave out on him. And I hope that young man is going to be okay. South Pitt would definitely love to have him in the state championship game next week, because the Pirates will have their hands full for sure. I know it was probably about week 7 or week 8 somebody was talking to me about the Single A state outlook, and I said at that point I don't think anybody is going to touch Dresden. I think Dresden's going to win the state this year, and I still believe that. So South Pitt definitely, they were going to have their hands full next week with either Dresden or McKenzie.
Right.
But now down your starting quarterback possibly. And I hope that's not the case. I hope they can go into that game full strength.
Yeah, you hope, that it's not a major kind of thing. It's a minor thing in a day or two, in some treatment, some rehab. Dallas Davis used to just really preach brown paper and vinegar for those sprained ankles and things to take the swelling and the soreness out.
Yeah.
And you hope it's something like that. The alternating the ice and the heat and the compression and all of those things. But without him, as one-dimensional as that offense gets, they will struggle next week.
So S&S Siding, Windows, and Roofing helping us get on the air today. Thank you to them. They're family-owned and operated for 32 years, giving free estimates and always hiring experienced siding hangers. Call 865-898-2424. Also, Big Orange Tree Service with Mayor Jason Stiltner. No job too big, too small. Fully insured and qualified. They do full tree removal, stump grinding, gutter cleaning, leaf cleanup. 865-414-5499 for that. Also, VIP Family Home Care. If you are a former energy worker, and you know what I mean by that, you worked at Y12, X10, K25, or ORNL, VIP Family Home Care is providing free in-home care for those who qualify for the DOL Medical Benefits Card. They're locally owned and operated and serving Oliver Springs and surrounding counties. You can give them a call at 865-730-6957 or go to VIPDOLHomecare.com for more information there. Oh, you can also find them on Facebook by searching for VIP Family Home Care. Also, a big thank you to Phillips Seamless Guttering and Roof Repair. For over 30 years, Phillips Seamless Guttering and Roof Repair has been your go-to for quality guttering and roof repairs. And you know what? They're not just experts. They're also proud supporters of this Oliver Springs football team, especially number 78, Tyler Phillips. Phillips Seamless Guttering, where expertise meets community spirit. For reliable seamless gutters and roofing repairs, choose the team with over 3 decades of excellence. Phillips Seamless Guttering and Roof Repair, 865-705-6858. Big thank you to Partners Pizza as well in Wartburg for over 30 years. Partners Pizza has been the heart of that community, serving up mouth-watering pizzas that make every meal a celebration. Just looking at that right there makes me want a pizza. You know, that's
makes you hungry, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's been a big tradition there in Wartburg, because I know when teams play Wartburg, the football teams and stuff, Partners stays open on Friday nights after football games, and so visiting teams like coming from other counties, Scott County, for instance, when they come in, or your Roane County teams when they come in, that's a popular place to stop after a football game and have a pizza, and for good reason. It's delicious. Call 423-346-6437. Also, Devaney's Eats and Treats. They're known for those famous Devaney hot dogs, and they're planning to open up in spring of 2024, but until that happens, they are doing catering, and so you just look at that right there. Look at that. That's barbecue nachos. Oh, man, that looks delicious. Give them a call, 865-388-6912.
I'm checking out the ice cream up the top.
That's what they are known for, those Devaney hot dogs and also the Hershey's ice cream. So, also, big thank you to James Brummett Insurance Agency, there to provide with personalized service and experience that rarely is found in the insurance industry. Call or come by. That is from James Brummett, who had years of successful retail trucking and transportation, formed that James Brummett Insurance Agency in 1989. Now the staff, including 3 family members, has a combined total truck experience of over 100 years. They offer a wide range of personal and commercial insurance products and have helped Tennessee families and businesses obtain the affordable life, auto, and health insurance they need. Give a call, 865-435-0664, or go to jamesbrummettinsurance.com. Southern Hospitality Catering, again with the food. Oh gosh, food is my weakness. And Brad Jones, owner here, gives them a personal thumbs up as he has used their services. So give a call to them. Robbie Ollis and the Southern Hospitality Catering team know how to make your event unforgettable. When it comes to Southern Hospitality, nobody does it better than Southern Hospitality Catering, proud supporters of the Oliver Springs Bobcats. Give them a call, 865-382-7870 for your next event. And also the Melrose Title Company. For a seamless real estate experience, trust Melrose Title Company, conveniently located at 715 Walden Avenue in Harriman. From residential to commercial, the dedicated team delivers top-tier real estate closings, title abstracts, title insurance, and real estate document preparation. Full-time attorneys, settlement officers, and support staff work tirelessly to guarantee a smooth and pleasant transaction from start to finish. Complete customer satisfaction, not just the goal, but the promise. From Melrose Title Company, your trusted partner in real estate transactions. Give a call, 865-590-6360 for your real estate needs. Also, personal shout out, Diana and Glenn Haney, and Sandra and Mike McClure for their personal donations for tonight's game, and Eddie Kelly putting in a donation in memory of Ed Kelly, a former mayor of Oliver Springs. So we're going to wind this thing down. There's no free medical clinic Friday night scoreboard show. They wrapped up for the season last week. So let me just give you some final scores that we have at the moment. Upperman defeats Greenville 21-14. Alcoa defeats Giles County 38-7. Oakland defeats Bradley Central 38-17. West at the start of the fourth quarter up on Walker Valley 31-3. In the third quarter, East Robertson up on York Institute 21-7. Pearl Cone up on Haywood at halftime 28-14. So if that stands, and I think a lot of people thought it would, it will be Upperman Bees taking on Pearl Cone in the state championship game. By the way, those are two undefeated teams, so your state championship may feature two undefeated teams.
Wow.
In the fourth quarter, Dresden up on McKenzie by a score of 14-12. So that is a tied game. Remember, the winner of that game will play South Pitt next week in Chattanooga for that state championship game. So I believe those are all the scores that we care about here. So want to give a huge shout out. Tim Elrod. And I've gotten to know Tim the last few years. Just a heck of a guy. And what he does at OEB Law for the community, they pour in money to all of these schools. When we do a home game, that team gets a $1,000 donation. Wherever we go, the home team gets a $1,000 donation to the school. And that's from Tim Elrod. He doesn't have to do that, but he does. But also, he'll tell you, we joke about lawyers being ambulance chasers and stuff like that, but that's not what OEB Law does. They just want to help you in your time of need, because sometimes you need an attorney. It's very important, and so that's why OEB Law is there for you. You can go to reckontoacheck.com for more information, or you can give them a call at 865-546-1111. Serving any kind of legal needs that you need, you can give OEB Law a call, and Tim Elrod and team will take care of you. And last season and the season before that, he would come in and talk to us during the first half. We'd sit down with him and let him commentate for a little bit, and he's not been able to do that this year because he accepted a temporary judgeship position. So they needed somebody to step in. He answered the call, so he's been doing that. We've missed having him this year, but we did get to say hi to him at a couple Anderson County games this year. But big thank you to Tim Elrod. I want to give a shout out one more. Elaine Walden of East Tennessee Properties, sponsoring our pregame show every game this year. And Elaine, as I said, I've known her personally for just about my entire life. And Elaine is high quality. She's high quality people. And she decided to make the jump into the real estate business about 8 years ago, and it has paid off. She has been able to benefit people who want to buy or sell a home, and she can do that for you as well. If you are in East Tennessee, she serves almost all of East Tennessee. 423-619-6748. Call or text. And you know Elaine, too.
I do know Elaine. I know her dad. I know her brother, Troy. Known her a long time. Quality individual.
Very good people.
Quality people.
She is good people. So, well, I hate this time of year because this comes to a close. I've had so much fun up here on these Friday nights again. I want to give a big shout-out at the studio, Chandler Jones, making it all happen, getting us on the air and getting us out of here. And then, of course, his poppy, Brad, for all the stuff that he does. All this equipment he sets up, sits here, produces all these games, puts in tons of work that would probably go unnoticed to a lot of people. But I'm telling you, we alluded to it in the pregame. This is such a big production. A lot of work goes into this. And so a lot of that is Brad himself. He does so much of this by himself. And big shout out. You can see him on the screen there. Our field camera in the black shirt there holding the camera and the tripod, that is Chris Bricky. Does a good job. He's waving. Hi, Chris.
There's Chris.
Chris does a great job for us. He's gotten us so many great shots.
Well, he's going to take a shot of us now.
And that's right there.
There you
see
go.
more of our camera people. That is Jonathan McGuffin there on the left. Give a wave. And then there's Trevor Bogard there on the right. And he gave a brief wave there. They're joking about it. We're making them famous. Hey, I'm making you famous up there, guys.
That wasn't a very enthusiastic wave, was it?
Yeah, you're live. You're on the NFHS network, man. This is going out across the world. Thumbs up. All right. So big thank you to everyone involved in this production and the sponsors that we have had all season long. Coach Dan Shoemaker, your final thoughts as we put a bow on this season.
Guys, I've really enjoyed this. It's the first opportunity I've had to do this, and such a quality product you guys put on the air. Not on the field. The coaches are putting it on the field, but you're putting it on the air and sharing this game with folks who could never get here. Okay, so I think that's the tremendous thing that goes on. And I'd like to give a shout out to my wife. Today is her birthday.
Oh.
And so I forgot to do that during the pregame, but I wanted to give a shout out to her. Happy birthday, sweetie. And thank you guys for just letting me tag along and do this thing every week.
You've been a wonderful addition, and I'm glad that you were able to come on board with us. Let me just say one more thing. We did a game on Veterans Day weekend, and I meant to say to you, thank you, because you are a veteran yourself, and I didn't do it, and I beat myself up over it. I was so upset with myself. But just want to say thank you for your service in this country.
Thank you for remembering.
A belated Happy Veterans Day to you.
Yeah, thank you.
But I'd say thank you for your service any day of the year. It doesn't have to be Veterans Day. So that is how we are going to wrap things up here from DJ Brittenfield. Again, South Pittsburg, a winner, final score 31-6. They will be moving on to play for a state championship game. For Brad Jones, for Coach Dan Shoemaker, I am Aaron Harvey saying so long, folks.
The Free Medical Clinic of Oak Ridge presents New Year's Eve 2024 Countdown on Sunday, December 31st, 2023 at 9 p.m. to January 1st, 2024 at 1 a.m. Live band, food truck, hot air balloons, sponsored by Tennessee College of Applied Technology, Baird, the City of Oak Ridge, David Coffey, BBB Communications, and Holloway Event Company. Ball drop and fireworks. Come with your friends and family to count down the New Year.
At OEB Law, our home is your home, and your family is our family. And down here, family takes care of family. OEB Law feels like home.